I'm Alchemist. Pleasure to have you guys here. Today we'll be having Tekken7 being played on stream. We have some of the best players from around the world here to represent their countries. And so far, I don't know if there's anyone you can call as the winner from the start.
Definitely not. There's definitely some front runners that you would expect. Okay, these guys may do pretty well. You've got Anakin, you've got me, you've got some very strong players that have come previous years at IeSf. So we'll see how it goes, but I can't call this one.
Okay, so the format here is we have 8 groups total. The first round will be best of 3, so we have a first to 2. We have Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, Group E, Group F, G, and H. A total of 46 players from around the world here represent their country. And so the first group will have we'll have Chinese Taipei, Costa Rica, Azerbaijan, and Poland, and it'll be starting soon. So, going into this, the main country out of these countries, are there any that you've noticed have had a lot of exposure recently or in recent Tekken tournaments around the world?
Well, it was last year, but we've had a lot of exposure to India. So Tejan has come to represent India today.
Sorry just to say, here is the overview up on screen. As you can see, the schedule. Today, December the 12th, here we have the group preliminary round, and that will be the first round that we just mentioned. Tomorrow, December 13th, we have round 2, which will be the top 16 players who will advance after today's placements. And obviously the finals are coming on September 14th, where we'll have the top players go on and we'll crown the winner on that day. As you can see, the prize on screen for first prize, 1,500,000 Korean won. Second prize is 750,000 Korean won, and third is 500,000 Korean won.
Nice coins there. You represent your country, get a nice trip overseas, and you might win some money. That's a pretty good deal.
And up now on screen, we have the flags of all the countries competing here at IeSf 2019.
Yeah, we got a lot of countries here, a lot of representation.
And here will be the method of matches, as we mentioned earlier. Group preliminary round will be best of 3. It'll be a round robin. Everyone will have to play one another.
Yep.
I believe the top 2 players with the most wins in their respective groups.
That's right.
Will move on to that top 16. Obviously, we have a lot of players here, so we'll be going through a lot of matches.
Oh, you're gonna have a lot of Tekken this weekend.
And as we can see, it is single elimination.
Yeah,
in the main round.
That's pretty crazy. But you've got to do the most work in the group rounds. It gets harder in the main stages because of the level of play you're going to be playing. Like the cream comes out of the pools, but I think the hardest work will be just getting to all those people.
And here we have the group drawings, as we were mentioning earlier, Group A all the way down to H. And as you can see, all 46 countries being represented there on screen right now. The first group is the one we'll be starting with, Group A. And obviously, all these countries here, not everyone has always had a rep. Sometimes, maybe a year ago or so, they weren't here. But now we have more and more countries every year. And it's good for representation overall. We're getting new players from around the world. It's really good for IeSf in general.
Alright, let's see. So, we've got a lot of, as I mentioned before, India's popped up last year a bit after coming, I think, Tejan came third at SEAM.
SEAM?
Yeah.
The recent one?
No, the one last year.
Okay.
So there's not been too much exposure for India in the last year, but we'll see what they can do today and see if they can pop up with some good stuff. But yeah, Group E looks pretty difficult. You got Japan, India, Finland. It's a tough tournament. They didn't seed this one, so it's random. So you could verse anybody.
And there are really big names here in these pools. Like, so for the US we have Anakin, Red Bull Anakin. For Korea we have Ni, Rox Gaming's Ni, and for Japan we actually have Yamasatake.
Yep.
So there are big names in these pools. There's also players that you might not have heard, but they're killers.
Yep.
Sharks hidden in these waters that are pools, and we just don't know about them.
We're gonna find out.
So obviously there's a lot that can come that's unexpected, and that's kind of a really good thing for the game itself. And here we have the first match coming up on screen. This will be Costa Rica versus Chinese Taipei. We have Vicious CRC representing Costa Rica and Mr. Good representing Chinese Taipei. Once again, this will be a best of 3. Both players readying up.
Was Mr. Good in last year? Okay. So yeah, so Vicious CRC versus Mr. Good for the first Group A match. And Mr. Good, was he the Geese player from last year?
I don't exactly remember, but he does look familiar. I think I saw him on last year's stream.
Yeah, we'll see how he goes. He from memory, if we're thinking about the same person, he was very strong last year. Did all right.
So you remember him as a Geese player?
That's right.
Okay, so I wonder if he's one of those Geese players that switched off the character when he was changed in Season 3.
Maybe.
Because after that shift with the character in Season 3, changing a lot of things in terms of how the character played out in neutral, a lot of people felt like it wasn't the character for them because you can't approach the game in the same way. I feel like that's a big deterrent for them.
Yep, so he is indeed the Geese player. We've got a Josie here. Not too common. I believe Josie is one of the most underrated characters in the game, but you don't see it come out much.
I believe it's more so because of the underrepresentation. And here we go into the first game. Vicious CRC versus Mr. Good. Costa Rica versus Chinese Taipei. We're in Domo di Serio in Italy, representing the international influence. First game about to start.
Ooh, nice move. Nice punish.
That whiff punish with the down forward 2, going around that forward 1+2 from Beast, gets him to the wall, big combo. No unscaled ender to get the flip Oki there and gets the counter hit there for another wall splat.
A lot of momentum coming here from Vicious CRC. Mr. Good has to make a comeback right now, but with Geese, he's on his way to some meter and he's got rage, so if he can break this wall, he's some chunky damage.
There's the new Season 3 combos. I think he dropped the combo there, went for another move with the forward 2 into the Jaiken.
Nice poke.
Vicious takes that first round with a down 3-4. You have to remember, down 3-4 is a low high, but in the first round, Mr. Good got counter hit by at the wall, so I think he's trying to press buttons on down 3. Nevertheless, gets jabbed out of that crouch dash 3. A lot of a lot of interrupts here on attacks by both players. Will get the wall hit, goes for the jab combo, and the single Reppuken for the Oki. Went for that Tiger Knee into the Reppuken on Oki. Gets the counter hit with 3-3.
Oh.
That should be it.
Catches him stepping off range.
One round apiece right now. Going into that third round. And another sidestep right into the down forward 2. This should be the wall here.
Excellent
that new
move
ender. Just shy of it. And there's that down 3-4 again being shown at the wall.
Quick break. Okay, Vicious coming with some wall pressure right now.
That was an excellent cut.
Very well.
Will he sidestep? He does. Gets that resplat. Sidestep 3. Is now a full counter hit launcher.
Solid combo there.
Playing keep out with Reppuken. Finally decides to go in. Does have one bar to work with. 30 seconds left on the clock. How's he going to make use of it? Ooh, nice duck. Gets the counter hit. Does not commit to the rage drive. He had the round and the while standing for punish. Mr. Good up 2 rounds to 1.
Hopefully that doesn't get into his head. Those small things, sometimes you make a mistake and it might cost you the whole match because you just keep thinking about it.
Gets hit with that second hit with 3-3. 1-1-2 punish. He still has not used any meter. He's holding on to those 2 bars. He's up 1 round. Is he going to make use of it here? Gets to the wall. Will we see a Raging Storm? Decides to go for the 50-50 on wake up. There's another down 3-4. No duck by Mr. Good.
Good pressure.
Finally cashes in on that bar. Gets the
jumping swipe.
Oh, and the conversion.
All right. Can he finish this now? Go with the low. Very nice.
Vicious in rage. Can make a comeback. He's 1 hit away and gets hit out of the crouch dash with the Reppuken to close it out. Mr. Good takes the first match. You know, something I want to point out about that first one, I didn't really see him use the meter, and when he finally did, he had that really, really strange wall splat, and he still made a really good choice to go for that combo when it was off axis. He knew the exact combo to go for, and Geese being one of those characters where sidewall combos don't really affect that much, because he's always going to get that jab, stand-up throw.
It's very strong. His war game is extremely good. Even at those awkward situations where other characters basically just have to call it a day and just reset the neutral and see what can happen, maybe go for some Oki, he can just be like, nah, I'm just going to figure something out, do some, what do you call it, Raging Storm sometimes just to reset it, and, you know, it's a pretty good time for him. And he's a good Geese player, as Mr. Good is here. He knows when to do those jabs and then let it drop, pick it up. Very nice.
One thing I want to pay attention to about Geese is how people use his meter in Season 3. It's like the biggest difference going from Season 2, where you just throw out back 3-2 whenever you had meter because it was either a safe launcher or just a mind game. But now you got to pay attention to how you use it. You got to have better meter management.
Yeah, literally before it was just like, why not?
And it looks like we have a character and stage change.
Lars. You don't see this one often.
Vicious going with that Lars pick. We're going to sort. one of the classic stages in Tekken 7, going with that. What's this outfit called? It's the New Japan Wrestling outfit for Lars.
Yeah.
It changes his rage art animation. Alright, so will this Lars pick work out for Vicious? He's already shown that he plays Josie and Lars. People gotta pay attention to that if they're in his pool. They gotta ready up their Lars.
A lot more
and
pressure
Josie.
coming out of him this time. But Vicious gets hit with a swipe and will get taken to the wall.
That wall carry from the Jaiken 3, still as good as it's always been. Gets him with the mix-up. Another
one.
mix-up.
A lot of momentum coming out of Mr. Good.
Another throw. And he does have that one bar after the first round. Geese does build meter very slowly now compared to before, so that one bar is very precious.
Do you think this character change was a good decision on Mr. Vicious's part?
It's too early to say. In terms of changes to how the matchup works out, it's not really going to be that much different, though most people would say Josie is a stronger character overall.
Wow, nice parry.
Big damage. If he did have the bar, he could have converted into a full combo. Vicious now in rage. And the sidestep 3 to take it out. Mr. Good on match point right now. This is a best of 3.
Very dominant this game. There was some signs of Vicious CRC fighting back, but right now it's just all in Mr. Good's favor.
Gets hit with the last hit of that 2-1-4.
Goes with the hell sweep.
High crushes with that move. We'll get him to the wall here, and this should be the round. Shoulder ender, and that's it. Puts himself on the
Showing
board.
some signs of life. He could bring this one back, but we'll have to see. He could just be warming up with that Lars, but he does not have time for that, so he really needs to get that done. The meter, here we go. As you were talking about before, he doesn't use it much, but when he does, he makes it count.
That was an excellent use of meter to get that combo, and goes for the Oki again with the single rep Puken. No break on the 1+2 throw,
Gets
and that
picked
should
up.
be it.
Yep.
What a way to end it with 7 golden letters.
Golden letters.
Get that perfect.
Wow, that was a tough one. You can see Mr. Good, I think definitely has improved since last year. He was pretty good last year, but I think he's even better now.
Mr. Better? Is that his name now?
Oh, Mr. Better. Mr. Better than before. He should change his name.
At any rate, Chinese Taipei does take out that first set over Costa Rica. That was actually a really interesting set because in the first game we have on stream, we see 2 characters being represented by the same player. It's not something you see so often. Some people tend to stick out with one character at the start, you know, weigh out their options. But we saw that character switch really early, and it did nothing to phase Mr. Good. Mr. Good with the 2-0 win over Vicious there. But what we can take from this is Vicious does have a really aggressive playstyle.
Yes.
He likes to impose those mix-ups on his opponent, and I think that will be very difficult to deal with for some players. Mr. Good was just ahead there in that in the neutral right there.
Definitely, Geese does have a style that can play defense and offense. So in that situation, he switched it up to defense, and you saw those moments where he's like, all right, it's my turn now. And he just kept the offense going until Vicious got hit. So it was very strong. But I'm looking forward to seeing where these players go in their other matches, see what kind of adaptations they have to make, and see how they go.
Okay, so I think we will have the next match coming up.
All right, let's see how they're going.
Okay, so we're going to be going to a quick break right now before the next match. Will be just a short 5-minute break, and after that we'll come back with, I believe, to be Azerbaijan versus Poland.
All right, see you guys soon. 7th Annual Esports World Championship from IeSf. Our next match is going to be between Namibia and Tunisia. So that'll be pretty interesting. We've got Zubskop from Namibia and Nindo from Tunisia. So Nindo was participating last year, is that correct?
He's the Master Raven player. He actually went quite far, though I don't remember how far he went in the tournament. I believe he was eliminated by Dion Gray, who was representing Australia last year. Very tight set.
Okay, all right.
But yes, Master Raven, one of the underrepresented characters in the game, has recently been changed in Season 3. Some people would say she got a lot of significant changes to her combos and how they work. And some would say some of her other tools were improved, and she got new moves to improve wall pressure and whatnot. So as we see up on screen now, we are going into that Group B. We have Zubskop from Namibia versus Nindo from Tunisia.
Oh, he looks pretty happy there. Zubskop's happy to be here.
I'm not familiar with who Zubskop actually plays, so this will be interesting to see.
Who do you think? We'll take a guess.
Brian.
Brian. Oh, damn. I would love to see a Brian.
I'd like to see some Brian.
I don't know. Part of me thinks he's maybe a. I want to see a Mishima, honestly, but I feel like maybe he's a low player.
If I saw that he plays on pad Mishimas these days, especially competitively, aren't very common.
No,
So that would be
definitely
an
not.
interesting twist.
But shout out to Harry Potter. He's been doing that forever. Like, he's one of the best pad Mishimas I've ever seen.
I believe he was a rep for Italy one year. if I'm
Oh,
not
really?
mistaken.
Oh, damn. That would have been good.
I think it was 2017.
Okay. Very nice.
But we will get underway with this second match here on stream.
Here we go. Definitely. I feel like he's a low player, but who knows? Never know these days. Everyone uses so many characters in Tekken 7.
If I remember correctly, in 2017, the representative for Namibia was a law player.
Oh. Alright.
Well, and he's a Miguel player.
Oof.
Who would have called that one of the least popular characters in the game? Especially competitively, you see maybe 2-3 people using him at a high level.
But still very strong. But we'll see how we can. If he has the Master Raven experience, he could do quite well. But we'll definitely have to see. Oh, starts off with the counter hit.
And we're in that Brimstone and Fire. Zubscop versus Nindo just started. Gets that forward, forward, forward. And the down back one. Down back one is one of those slow lows. Does lead to a mini combo. If you aren't ready for it, you likely will not block it, but it is definitely seeable if you train your eyes to get used to the animation. Nindo on the board takes that first round. Second
Excellent anti-air from Zubscop.
and gets that punish. Power crush. That is a wall bounce now. Back to being minus 14 on block.
The flips are coming out. Oh, going for those jump over mix-ups.
And the duck on that forward forward 2-1. Nice combo here by Nindo. Just shy of the wall.
Teleport.
That was
Very
an
nice counter hit.
That was actually a really good choice to go for that low because a lot of Raven players went in back to and liked Power Crush or go for that parry. Though none of them besides that back 2+4, back 1+3 deal with lows. Though it does no damage to you if you do use it. Nice punish there with the 3-2, 3-4, sorry.
Elbows coming out in the guts. Low pokes.
Running 3 for that pressure, pushing him to the wall.
I think
Big damage to that back 3.
Nindo might have smelled some blood in the water and it just came out swinging.
Yeah, playing very, very aggressively and it's working out for him. Decides to jump. I think a regular combo would have worked, but he wanted that flash. That boy wanted to show off. Takes it 3 rounds straight for the first game. Does Nindo.
Oh. Okay, he's thinking. His thinking pose is very interesting. Let's
This
see
is
what
the
he comes
interesting
up with.
part. Since we don't know who all of these people, who all of these players play, we don't know if he has a secondary. We don't know if he's going to switch right off the bat. We don't know if he's going to stick.
Sounds
to
like
Miguel.
he's switching.
Sounds like he's switching something.
No,
Might be a
that's our stage, yeah.
Stage select.
Oh, okay, he's concentrating. I like it looks good.
Channeling his Quan.
Alright, here we go. What do you think he needs to do to bring this one back with Miguel?
It's hard to say because Nindo just played so aggressively and he rushed him down. Anytime he had a chance, he'd pretty much just try and force a mix-up.
Yeah.
And I think if you're not ready to deal with the mix-ups, especially the ones with the launches, and let's say you do block the launcher and you don't punish it, you're gonna have a rough time.
Yeah.
And I think the way Nindo's playing is just playing very fast, so it's very hard to keep up with for Subscop here. But let's see if he can make the changes. Does change the stage, and we're in the Geeks Howard estate. We've got the 3 wall breaks into that balcony break.
It definitely feels like Zubscop lacks a bit of Master Raven knowledge, and Nindo is definitely abusing that, coming in heavy. He definitely has noticed, because you'll know if a player doesn't know too much about your character after a few little interactions.
That was an interesting interaction.
That's Tekken7 for you, my dude.
It's interesting.
Oh, he's going for another jump over.
I find it really interesting that Nindo is still going for the full spinneroonie string. Most people these days will do the first hit into a back 3, which is still guaranteed. This is because in Season 3, if you get a counter hit with the first part, you can get a full combo conversion with the new screw, which is forward 1+2.
That's pretty good. That's very good, actually.
There's that back 3 at the wall, another for the plus frame, and takes it out. 7 golden letters.
That's a lot of pressure coming out of him.
Nindo right now playing so aggressively, closing out rounds within seconds. Up
wants this
2
one to be
right
over.
now.
Okay, it's kind of a back turn setup.
There's that
That's power crash.
Zubscops loves that power crush. He's been using it a lot. And there it is again. Nice punish with that 4-1. Power crush of his own, and this should be it.
Wow.
6 rounds
That was
straight
quick.
for Nindo. Very strong showing for Tunisia here.
But-
Taking over Namibia.
He could make it back through the pool, but we'll have to see. But I think right now we'll take another break and we'll be back with the next match, which should be the Philippines versus Macau. Definitely be a good one there. We'll see you guys soon.
some Tekken 7 action. We got another match coming up for you guys. This one's going to be in Group C. We have the Philippines versus Macau, and this is a matchup with one of the more well-known players, I would say, from the Philippines. We have PBE Doujin, known for being a Mokujin player, just randomly selects the character he wants to play, whichever's most fun. That should be the next match coming up. So the thing is, in this tournament, both Leroy and Ganryu, though just released, are legal. Dojin being one of those people that does pick whichever character he seems to enjoy most.
I did speak to him before though, and he mentioned that he actually doesn't have that much practice with Leroy. So I feel like he most likely won't bring him out. We'll see how he goes, but the way he was speaking was like it's probably not going to happen.
But to say that it is a possibility.
Oh yeah, maybe he'll feel like if you feel yourself like Leroy. If you have fundamental Tekken, I feel he's definitely a character that you could just learn a few moves with and then just do okay with if you know the game.
The question arises, is anyone here ready for a well-prepared Leroy?
I would say, if anything, like I kind of expect, I would say a very well-trained or like player like would kind of, if they have a little bit of experience, they should do okay. But if it's someone who's very strong on their own and they just happen to use Leroy as well, it's like it's going to be an uphill battle.
Ganryu, on the other hand, is one of those characters where if you're a legacy player, you will have some knowledge on the character's moveset, strings and whatnot, though when it comes to frame data, there might be a different story.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But at least knowing the general outline of a character definitely helps.
So we will be going into the next match shortly. Going into this, like we said, we don't know who Doujin is going to play, but we also don't know who the player from Macau will be playing.
His name is
Fies
DX.
Fies DX? Okay.
Yep. So let's see. Hopefully I'm not butchering his name, but it's spelled FAIZDX. So
this is the first time I hear of this player, so obviously I have no previous information on who plays, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing who they do play, because so far we've seen a lot of character diversity. We've only had 2 matches and there hasn't been a repeat of the same character. We've had some Geese, some Josie, some Miguel, some Raven. And for that, you know, going into this, we have so many players. I feel as if that's going to be a thing in this tournament. You're going to see a player from each country and they might play, you know, a character you don't really see often.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do really well and you're like, wow, this character's better than I thought. Every now and again, you get one of those people that just brings out a character and a character that's thought of to be like, you know, not great, and does really well with them, and it forces people to re-evaluate what they think of the character.
one of the best examples is obviously Rangchu
Yes.
in the TWT. He just came out the bushes and just destroyed everybody. But even then, though, that didn't cause a large influx of Bear players. It was actually surprising. Okay.
Maybe not competitively, but online might have been a different story.
Man, I don't play none of that online stuff. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
People get inspired and they just want to try Bears, see what they can do with their move list, try and emulate the same playstyle that Rangchu has.
All I know with all I know with using Bears is the cans into
The 1+2?
hammer, and then the forward 4-2. That's all I need, man.
The
Don't worry.
forward 4-2 launcher mixed up with that down break
I don't
two.
even need a low. I don't even know how to do the hell sweep.
So once again, we are here in the VG Arena in Seoul, South Korea. This is the first day of 3 we have here for Tekken 7. We got other games being played, but the one of most importance right now, especially to us, is Tekken 7.
Oh yeah.
And I believe that for this tournament, so there's a total of 46 representatives here at IeSf, but we have 33 for Tekken. I believe that was shown earlier. We have 8 pools total, and totaling 33 players spread out throughout those pools. We've gone through a match from Group A, Group B, and now up to Group C. And this one features the Philippines, Macau, Denmark, and Mexico. So strong players from all around the world. But this is the one we'll have on screen.
Actually, who have we got here for Mexico? We've got Divine Exorcist 4. Okay, that'll be interesting.
See, the thing is about this, you meet and get to see a lot of players play that you might have not seen before. And it's always a really good thing.
Yeah,
always
I
really
definitely
good
look forward to that because you just see some hidden talents sometimes. And also you just meet great people, like, you know, from all different walks of life, all different cultures. You just get to see what their Tekken's like, see what their style is. They talk about their region, they talk about their culture. It's a good time. All right, so we've got we've got Doujin on the screen representing the Philippines, and we've got Fies DX here for Macau. So let's see how it goes.
Both players readying up.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's got a medal there. Like, is that an M? Some sort of medallion for his country?
It might be because of the representative of the country.
Okay.
Might be a good luck charm. Who knows?
Hopefully it works.
But it looks good. You gotta wear that bling.
So shit, I want to take a look at that later. I better.
You know what they say? Look fresh, play fresh.
Who says that? Well, I guess we do now. That should be a shirt.
You know what? I think they should put like some sort of betting thing, like with odds to see who Doujin will play in tournament.
It's Stone side bet.
Yeah. There's like odds on Leroy, Genry, Bob, Steve, like all these random characters. You know, the last tournament I saw him playing in, it was a tournament in the Philippines, and you know he picked Alyssa in the grand finals, and I had never seen him play the character before.
How did he do?
He made the grand finals,
There you
obviously,
go. There you go.
but he ended up losing to one of the top players in the Philippines, which was Maru playing that Dragonov.
Oh,
I remember
yeah,
it was a
sorry,
really
yeah, that was-
close set.
I remember seeing that. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many good players in the Philippines. You know, Maru, Jules, Maltz.
Hapon,
yeah.
many of them.
It's crazy. I could just go on for days. Oh, and one of the young guns, Adrian. He's amazing. But you know, we don't have that much information on Macau, so let's see what FizeDX can bring to the table here. Oh my god!
So it's not the Leroy, but it's the Ganry. He did go with that new character pick. We're in that Kinder gym.
He looked straight at me before, and he just smiled.
What a stage for the character pick.
Well, all right, let's see.
Oh,
Oh,
and
law.
Yeah, he's got that law pick.
I respect that. Let's see what he's got.
And Ganryu's outfit has so much going on.
I really hope FizeDX has some legacy. Oh, he just
Doujin,
let that rip
yeah,
at the start.
He's already on point. He's so sharp with that duck and that back 2-1. Gets the wall combo. Look at
Chonky.
that damage. And the thing with Ganryu is if you do that wall combo, a down forward 3, which is a low, is safe on block. Look at this resplat by Doujin. While standing on
spot
2, DSS cancel. Doesn't get the combo there. In rage, will he make use of that Dragon Tail rage drive? It is safe.
Hammer of the gods.
There's that forward 2.
Oh,
Very,
hook him in
very
the
hard to
knees.
punish forward 2.
Mm.
In high crushes, it's a very quick mid. Forward on +2, I-14 high. Gets
Excellent
the
dodge.
launch.
Yeah, you can't mess with Doujin, and he's testing him on these strings. He'll know.
Oh, there it is, the Death Fist. It's going to be big
gonna be
damage.
combo video?
Oh,
Oh,
he dropped the
drops it.
combo.
No punish on the Dragon Tail there.
Once again, in rage, how's FizeDX going to make use of this? Goes for that Dragon
Gonna be
Hammer.
7 golden letters. Good punish.
Doujin favoring that forward 2 to close out rounds. Very, very tricky to punish, as mentioned earlier. 1 pixel away from death is FizeDX. Doujin playing very patiently and gets the duck on that back 2-1 once
He's
again.
letting those strings rip.
It's not working out for him, but I think he can make the change. Doujin just a bit too sharp right now. Getting all the whip punishes, all the ducks, and
Chunky
blocking
combo.
onto- Oh my days, that damage. And another
Wall
death hit.
splat.
Doesn't get the resplat
Alright,
off
here we
of that
go.
wall bounce.
Can he bring it back? Oh, Tekken Tag 2 combos here. Headbutt.
The headbutt counted. 3 ran straight for Doujin with that Ganryu pick. Needless to say, I'm sure a lot of us were surprised with that Ganryu pick. But if you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it.
That's he's really taking advantage of the position that they're in right now. So they are allowed to use the new characters since it is in the new patch. There's no ban on Leroy or Ganryu. So he's just like, why not, right?
And
Why not?
early impressions on Ganryu by most top players, they're saying that he's a very strong character. And we're here in the second match, deciding to stick with that law, and we're still in the same stage.
Seems to be doing better. A bit more patient. Not letting strings rip this time. He's going for pokes, 1 hit at a time. Very nice.
There's that down forward 3, excellent low for Ganryu. Gets the plus
Hammer of
frames.
the gods there. Whiffing some grabs.
Doujin wants,
patient.
Doujin wants it.
Ooh, junkyard. Let's go.
I think he was trying to duck and punish the back 2-1.
Again, goes for the high. Doujin ducks. Should take this to the wall. Get some chunky damage.
There's that low, safe in that situation, goes for the plus frames. Both plays in rage and the whip punish.
Damn.
That move is actually 13 frame startup in Tekken7.
The clap crumple, man. Yeah, Saint was using that against me a few days ago, and I was like, why are you doing this, man? This is very rude.
Once again, should get into the wall. Goes for the last hit. Gets that low hit. On
Was
that
aware,
back two.
knew it wasn't going to go low enough, so just stopped the combo. Okay, gets a salvage.
Wow. See, you know he's loved this character. You telling me he had no time to prep? What is this? And the Rager, will this hit? Doujin just a bit too patient, closed it out.
Excellent.
5 rounds straight for Doujin right now.
If IeSf having a lot of trouble right now, and I don't blame him. Doujin's playing very strong, and he is using Ganryu.
He's going for that big launcher, gets interrupted out of it, and thrown by that grab. Drop combo there by FizeDX, and the punish on the Dragon Tails.
Tail spin.
Just shy of the wall, last hit whiffs, and another launch. This should be the wall, and this should be big damage. What's Doujin gonna go for? Goes for that
Just
Death
mid.
Fist Ender.
Oh, and another one.
Straight to the gut.
I wonder if FizeDX played any previous Tekken games. Like, did he have any fundamental Ganryu knowledge from previous games? I couldn't tell.
Well, the thing is, even if you played him before, there's a lot of things that catch you by surprise.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
If you haven't played Tag 2 in a long time, there's a lot of stuff that you've probably forgotten.
Yeah.
That Death Fist being a wall bounce, being -6
That's
on block,
crazy.
dealing like 45 damage or something. You know, you can't prepare yourself for that. That's a lot of damage, man.
All right, so the next match we'll have is between, let's bring that one up. So Iran versus South Africa. So Sevlan versus Mr.
Charlize.
Mr. Charlie? Oh yeah,
I
Mr.
think
Charlie,
so.
that makes more sense. All right, so we'll just take another break and we'll be back with you guys soon. An action coming to you. So next we have Iran versus South Africa. So this will be an interesting one. South Africa recently, popped up a little bit higher than they usually do on the scene, on the circuit actually, with their major in Cape Town. I believe that was a challenger event.
Yes, I do believe so.
Yeah, so it was pretty nice. I did see that. We had friends over there, like Reaper Rabbit went to visit, and he had a very good time. Only had good things to say about that tournament. So it's good to see them come out and represent themselves in IeSf. And so in those players we have we've got for South Africa, Mr. Charlize.
Yes, on screen now, Mr.
Yep.
Charlize representing South Africa, and Sevlan from Iran.
Should be very interesting. Let's see what characters do you think they play?
No idea.
No idea. You want to take any bets?
After seeing Doujin pick Ganryu, after all that discussion, I'm not throwing any more money on those kind of bets, man.
All right, let's see.
This is actually Group D, so we've moved on to Group D. This is the first group on stream for today with 5 countries. In this group, we have Italy, Korea, Iran, Israel, and I believe this is South Africa. And this is obviously one of the stronger pools we have because we have Korea and Italy, 2 of the countries. Like Italy, most people would say, is one of the stronger countries in Europe, and we have Korea. Obviously, some of the best players in the world reign from South Korea.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I saw this South African player at the tournament.
The one in Cape
Town?
Town?
This Katarina. I think I saw her.
Okay,
But we've got another Lars. This is more Lars than I've seen in my life. 2 in one day. That's like the grab.
So we are going into the first match. Katarina versus Lars. This is not a matchup you do see often.
Oh, definitely.
Gets that counter hit. Using that 3-3-3 string. Nice launch there. Gets the screw.
Doesn't opt for the follow-up there. So Sevlan going for a lot of pressure now.
The silent entry mix-ups off of that while standing to decide to go for that while standing 2-1.
That
Very good round there by
That round
Sevlan.
ended very differently than it started.
Starts off with the backswing blow. Goes for another low. Miss Charlize finally ducks. Gets caught with the orbital. Nice combo conversion here by Sevlan.
Combo against the man.
Big shoulder end there and goes for the loader close. That's 7 golden letters right now. Sevlan has picked up on some things that Miss Charlize is not defending well against, and he's just abusing them right now, playing very fast and making the best of those mix-ups. Goes for that 1-1-1, does one of his own, and another orbital hit. Lars, known for his exceptional wall carry, will get her very close to there.
Excellent combo there.
Spikes into that down 1+2. No throw break.
Punishes the grab with a grab. Excellent strategy there.
Hitting him while he's down. Will we see another mix-up?
She read that one
Yep,
very
she
well.
read it.
Very good.
Break on the throw. She does have rage and gets counter hit with a silent entry 1+2. Sorry, dynamic entry.
Dynamic entry. Yeah.
Dynamic entry.
Very dominant first game there. He just picked up on so many things and just threw it all in. But those lows, they came hard and fast.
Like after the first few seconds, I think he just picked up on some things and just started going for the mix-ups. And if you're not dealing with them properly, it's going to add up. The damage.
Like his risk was minimal because she wasn't expecting a lot of those things. So the punishes weren't ready, so he could get away with a lot of things.
We're going straight into that second match. Sevlan already showing that he favors that backswing blow. Gets that wall carry into the low pressure. Goes for the launcher.
Good break.
And there's that wall splat once again. Gets an off-axis combo. That
Ooh,
toe kick
that was
whiffed because he
weird,
was
yeah.
off-axis. Interesting choice there.
Again, punishes the grab with a grab. Alright, that's one round down. Let's see if Miss Charlize can bring this one back at all.
He's going for the mix-ups from the 1-1. Before she committed to 1-1-1. Now she's going for the Harrier mix-ups. Nice
Yeah,
break
nice
on
break.
throw. Jab into that low.
The lows are coming back.
And
Goes
there's
for the
that
mid, the mix
finally cashes into the wall bounce. No conversion there. Thought he was a bit too far away.
Intercepts with the grab. Very good job there.
She does have rage. How she make use of this? And the wild standing one, just about to close it out. Will there be a comeback? Stifles any chances of that happening. Sevlan on match point right now.
Ooh, stands there menacingly.
There's that backswing blow once again. This time gets a count. It should get him to the wall.
Oh,
Goes for the
unblockable.
Unblockable out of nowhere.
That
Showing
confidence
absolutely no
stomps.
respect.
It goes for the low. It goes to the mid that time. Rage art.
This will hit, but it probably.
Oh, very nice. Gets a nice rage art in there. At very low health, he's going to do that. Did a fair bit of damage.
That done a ton of damage.
See if she can bring this one back. Running flip and side grab. Alright, so that's a strong 2-0 there to Iran.
That unblockable out of nowhere.
Yeah.
No one could have expected that. I didn't expect it to hit. The range is a lot better than I
Yeah.
expected.
It covers a lot of space, but you know, it is very slow, so that's the trade-off there. But he got it to hit. Yeah, Miss Charlie's yeah, definitely struggled in that. Maybe she doesn't have that much last matchup experience. That could be. But yeah, it was pretty good.
And a very strong showing by. Sorry. Very strong showing by Iran. Yes.
Yeah, so
So as we see on screen, next match will be Japan versus, I believe that is Egypt, and we'll have that after this short break. So we'll see you guys soon.
see you guys soon. IeSf eSports World Championships, and we have some hot Tekken7 action for you. Next is New Zealand versus Saudi Arabia. This should be a very, very interesting one. Both players are very strong. Sam the brother representing Saudi Arabia and Wowza representing New Zealand. Wowza known as one of the best Alisas in OCE or Oceania, and Sam the brother one of the top Saudi Arabia players. So should be a very interesting one.
The interesting thing to note about this is, for Saudi Arabia, it's one of those countries that has a lot of top-level players that are lesser known, I would say. One of the main ones being Sora, who some people consider one of the best Jin players in the world. He has actually been the representative for this country in previous years, I think, for last year and the year before that, if I'm not mistaken. And he's actually gone quite far. He won the event.
Yep.
So Saudi Arabia has really good players and have done really well in this tournament before. Can Sam the brother, or is it Sam the brother?
The Sam brother?
The Sam brother.
The Sam brother.
The Sam brother. Sorry about that. The Sam brother. Keep up with that trend and do his country proud. Because right now he's going up against a very strong player, one of the top players from New Zealand. We've got Wowza, obviously, as you mentioned, on that Alyssa. One of the lesser played characters in the Oceanic region, aka Australia and New Zealand. But that could be very different for Saudi Arabia. That could be a very popular character. We're going to have to see if the Sam brother does have that matchup knowledge. And here we are going for that first match. We are indeed in Group F right now.
Really digging Wowza's jersey there. It's pretty nice, all black. He's got a cool Kanga eSports logo there, and We Are NZ on his shoulder. Very nice.
Very slick colors.
Yeah, man.
You got to keep it clean.
Looks very aerodynamic.
Obviously, the Sam brother rocking that green and white, the classic.
He looked at the camera and just rubbing his head. Oh, he's playing Bob? Okay.
Going in with that bob.
I'm fairly sure Wowza should have some Bob experience. But let's see if the Sam brother has any Elisa experience.
Okay, so we're in the Devil's Pit, and from previous experiences versus Wowza, he's one of those people that likes to turtle, likes to move around a lot, likes to play very defensively. This stage does open up to an infinite stage in the final round, and I think that will be very important in this matchup. As we can see here, the Sam brother starts off very aggressively with that hell sweep, just trying to mix him up from the start.
The Wowza coming in with a lot of heat right now. The Sam brother opened it up, as you saw, with that hell sweep, and there's another one. Wowza also very well known for his defense, but right now he's just saying in the Sam brothers' face, being very aggressive.
And because of that, you have to understand that, yes, he's taking a big risk in doing the hell sweep, but to open up a player, to make them scared on defense, you have to take these risks, especially in the start of the match. Oh, that one did not pay off. Gets punished on the hell sweep attempt, and that's
He's 2 for 3 now on those hell sweeps, so that's not bad.
The thing is, you want to commit early to show them that you're not scared to do something like that,
Yeah.
and then it's in their mind, and they'll be scared of it in the future, even though you won't do it.
The first round can be make or break. If you show your opponent that you're not scared enough, they will start to break.
Yep. And here it is, just Wowza just whittling away at him with these small pokes. Does the ball backdash, gets away, trade in Bob's favor. 40 seconds left on the clock, trying to put him out with the back 2-2. Wowza in rage is going to make use of this. The second hit does
Press the
connect,
button.
and the down 3 to close it out. Second hit for insurance in case that was blocked and tried to punish. It is a low high, so he has to, be aware of that one trying to close out rounds.
Well, went for the whiff punish. That was very close.
Crouch dash 1, goes for the mix-up from that while standing
These are some
2.
new strings. I haven't even seen these animations from Bob.
See, Bob has a lot of strings that you don't really see that often. Most people just resort to playing with basic down forward 1s, back 2s and whatnot. But he has these strings from, full crouch, from down forward 3, all these strings that no one really uses. So you're not really prepared for them if you haven't thought about it all that much. And there's that hell sweep doing work, picks him up with the down 2.
Very good hell sweep timing there from the Sam brother. Hitting most of them, like very good ratio right now.
And there it is, the infinite stage transition. Can Wowza make
Wow.
use of this no wall stage?
Let's see if his style changes.
So you, on that combo ender with the 4-3-4, you have to press spring kick. You have to press 3+4 to reduce the damage.
Wow,
I
it's
think
keeping him. Wow, it was just a brick wall for that solid 10 seconds.
That instant duck into the while standing 1+2.
Excellent.
Very interesting choice of move. It did work out for him there. Gets to the down back 3.
Oh,
Hell
there's another hell
sweep.
sweep.
And
catch
another
him
down
with the
3.
low.
And he went for the second hit again this time. See, that's the thing.
Gotta give it to him, man.
Commit early. You're showing him that you can do the thing. And now that he's up one game, in the next game, he can just play it safe.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to overcommit. And Wowza will probably be looking for a hell sweep, looking for the low to close out the round. And in the same timing of those moves, he can just stand there and do nothing.
Or hop kick.
Or hop kick.
Exactly.
Whatever
If
your heart
he
desires.
wants to get that heavy damage, just hop kick or stand there. No mix-up is really good. He
Remember-
might just keep hell sweeping, who knows?
Remember, this is a first to 2, so you got to use everything you can, everything you know that you can use in such a short set, and you have to learn how to use it in such a short set.
Yeah, the Wowza's having a good think here. The Sam brother seems pretty confident. He's just having a chill, but Wowza just having a big think. See what he can come up with. I wonder if he'll choose a wall-less stage.
That might be the case. He does favor the infinite stages.
Oh, okay.
Hammerhead.
Okay. Did he go random? Did he choose? I don't know what the choice of his was, but
I'm
we'll
pretty
see how we
sure.
go.
I'm pretty sure he would have picked an infinite stage if it was.
Maybe it
up
was
to him.
random. Yeah,
Maybe he just likes the stage.
could be. He likes Noctis, so you know.
Yeah, that is his secondary character. We should pay attention to that in case that does come up later in the tournament.
All right, let's see. So we got this stage. I think is very good for Bob. He's got some good distances to get some heavy damage. Get a big launch, get that wall damage, and see how you go. All right, here we
See,
go.
I think the way Wowza's playing, he's playing a lot more aggressively with these pokes.
Yeah.
And it's working out for him, but at the same time, when he gets scared to poke, he's just getting hell sweeped and mixed up. And I think that's what's working out for the Sam brother. 2-throw, it breaks sides on switch as well, so he uses that very well.
Just turns it around. Butt back against the wall. Very good.
I like the adjustment there.
Yeah.
Saw that he was off axis, wasn't going to get a good wall combo, goes for the rage out, gets that chunky damage.
Excellent reaction. Let's see if we can close this round out.
He does put
Really
Bob in
needs that
range.
momentum. Very nice.
So if you read Bob's Rage Drive does not track at all if you're walking or moving left.
Yeah.
So most people in the neutral at a range like 1.5 and further out will start walking left
Yeah.
to bait it out.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, and if you don't, obviously Bob they will come in and try and do something to mix you up. Gets that combo on the back turn opponent. Hell sweep again, goes for the running 3, whiffs, punishes that whiff punish, goes for the plus range again. himself.
Excellent done.
Wowza in rage, is going to make use of it. Back 3 once again. He's so good at using that back 3 in a timing where you think he's going to go low. It is a good range mid. It's got high crushing, safe obviously, and it's homing. Goes for the low from that jab string. See, right now, I think the Sam brothers looking for a hell sweep,
Yeah.
and he just did it.
This is when he was primed and ready to go.
And now Wowza just trying to play up close, so he doesn't want to force himself into a situation where he has to deal with a mix-up. Now just backing away. Goes for that down forward 1-4. And the chainsaws.
Here we
Chainsaws
go.
are one of the strongest things that she has as a character.
I think it's one of the strongest things in the game.
Yeah,
It's
and that's
crazy.
the first time I think we've seen him bring them out.
Alright,
in
here
this
we
match.
go. 50-50 time. Wave dash is in his face and the whiff punish.
That was excellent use of the
Yep.
plus frames from the Rage Drive. Decides not to do nothing, mixes up the timing, uses the crouch dash, and whiff punishes the upward 1+2 Horseman and takes it.
Wowza on his last life for this set, potentially the last life. He'll have to bring this one back to the next game if he wants to keep living.
Sidesteps to that power crush. Alright, see
Ooh.
Wowza's in that range again where he's trying to
Here we
poke
go.
himself
Starting
away
to find
from
his groove a little bit. Hopefully he can keep this one up.
Oh, no punish!
That was slick though. That was very good.
If you're gonna block a hell sweep, you better be ready for the punish. I think he was expecting a small low, but even then he did a crouch cancel 1-2. Maybe,
Something is better than nothing.
yeah, maybe just caught off guard. There's that second hit working once again of that down forward 1-2.
Or chipping with the lows. I'm loving this momentum right now from Wowza.
Finally gets counted.
If he could close his round out, it's going to even things out and we'll really see what these players can do.
Nice block on the shoe shine there by Sam Brother.
All blocks the mid.
Doesn't tech. There's
Follow
gonna be
up.
extra damage. Hell
There's the
sweep,
Hell Sweep
one hit
still alive.
away.
Toe tap. Oh.
And the forward to the Sam Brother takes it over Wowza 2-0. Saudi
Catches
Arabia
him with that forearm. Very nice.
over
Okay.
New Zealand.
That was excellent. Alright, so we have Alchemist and the Sam Brother on the mic here. And
So that was an interesting matchup. Bob,
Yep.
I did not expect. I think you called Katarina pick.
I thought he was going to play Katarina. I looked him up a little while ago and I saw Katarina. So I assumed that was what he was going to go with, but he definitely went with something else today.
So it looks like the Sam Brother filling in quite well for his countrymen. Sora
Yep.
not here, able to represent Saudi Arabia, but we got another strong player in his place, the Sam Brother, taking it over Wowza.
Alright, so that was an excellent match. Well played by both. But we'll have to take another break and we'll catch you guys soon. Our next match will be between, sorry, 1 second.
Dave
guys.
93 and Jun.
Yep, and that'll be Slovakia versus Thailand. So we'll see you guys soon. Enjoy your break and grab a drink.
I'm joined again by Brown Man. So next up we have a match starting in Group G. We have Slovakia versus Thailand. We're going to have Dave 93 versus Uncle Ben from Thailand. So there's been an error with, there's been a mix-up with the name. It will show Jun, but his gamer tag is actually Uncle Ben, and he's one of the top players from Thailand. He plays Geese and Negan as mains, along with a few other characters. So Thailand is a country where a lot of the players here have actually just come from, because that's where the Tekken World Tour Finals was held in Bangkok. A lot of players, had their chance to qualify for that tournament throughout the year. So we're going to be seeing a lot of players coming off of a performance at that tournament,
Yeah, Thailand really in the news last few weeks at least. So Tekken World Tour Finals was last week, and then Book went and won the Sea Games.
Yes, Sea Games.
Yep. So that was really well done because he was pretty hot at the finals, but just couldn't make it as far as he wanted to. But then he's like, all right, I still got this heat. I'm gonna take it to the Sea Games, and he did really well. So yeah, and second and third were both Philippines. So that's pretty good.
It's a pretty good tournament. And as we were saying, Geese and Negan are Uncle Ben's main characters. I'm not too familiar with Dave 93 and who he plays, but I'm curious to see who he brings out and how he deals with Negan and Geese, because those two characters, if you're unfamiliar with the matchup, there's some things that are going to mess with you.
Oh yeah.
Some things like Geese's strings, repeatedly being in your face, being forced to guess if you're not sure about the high or when to duck and something like that. And then there's Negan with the unparryable lows, the stance transitions, the plus frames and whatnot. He has one of the best abusable mids in neutral with that back 1+2. And we should be getting straight underway into the matchup, just sorting out something for Uncle Ben. So as we were mentioning earlier, Book, one of the top players, he is the top player in Thailand from what most people would say. Did well at Sea Games over the weekend, but he's not here to represent Thailand. Instead, we have Uncle Ben in his place, who did win the tournament. In this tournament, to represent Thailand, Book actually placed 5th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So that was a stacked tournament.
Oh yeah.
And for Uncle Ben to come out on top of that, it just shows you how hard it was.
And Thailand, the scene isn't that big, but the level is pretty good. So like you'll find a lot of people at a super high level, even though the scene's like just there's only a handful of players compared to other countries, but they're just really good. They train together really hard, and they just keep lifting each other up.
It's more of a quality over quantity thing.
Yeah, definitely. Doing pretty well. And I'm sure they leveled up even more after the TWT finals, you know, getting all that experience with all these different players and different styles. Okay, so I wonder, Slovakia, I don't know much about this scene at all. Like, I'm not sure how big it is, how many people are there, but they've got a guy here, and I guess he's representing them. We'll see how he does.
So once again, we are in Group G. After this, we've got Group H coming up for you guys. But right now, we're going to stick here with another Lars pick.
What is going on? Like, is there like some sort of auto Lars pick?
There's more Lars picks in this tournament that I saw throughout the entire Tekken World Tour.
Like every Lars player in the world is in this room right now.
And Uncle Ben actually going with the Shaheen pick.
Oh, that's interesting.
Alright, that's not what I expected. I knew he had a Shaheen, but I didn't think he'd be playing him in the
Look at
tournament.
these instant slides. Super smooth.
Nice hop kick, quick punish there. Max damage combo, will he get him to the wall? Goes for the max damage ender.
Style, he's ready to go right now.
70 plus damage from hop kick. I mean, I'll take it any day.
That was a sick backdash. Oh, he ducked it as well, just didn't get the right input, but still good effort.
Dave93 trying to make his way back in.
Wow.
Down 3 to end the round.
Uncle Ben looking scary right now.
There's that down back 4. He's shown that he likes to use that move, trying to get a counter and trying to abuse those plus frames on that low. There it is again.
Entry mix up.
Trying to get that counter hit launch, a slide.
This slide's come out of nowhere.
He's going for the 2 option once again. Woo! That setup was very, very interesting.
Ooh, I barely see anyone ever do that flip.
It's more of a combo filler back in Tag 2. These days, you don't really see it that often.
Ooh, did the flip into low.
And there's that slide again.
I don't know what to say about these. They just keep coming.
For those who don't know, well, I don't want to say it's guaranteed, but that 4 after the slide is not actually guaranteed because you can forward roll, but it's not 100% consistent.
So it's just a mix-up, and most people just kind of take the lesser damage.
Yes, because you can get refloated into a combo if you forward roll. There's that running 3, gets the damage on the board. Goes to the power crush. Move was made safe just recently in the most recent update.
A couple days ago.
Yep, nice duck there by Uncle Ben. Into the sidestep.
Ooh, dashes out.
I feel like most of the damage he's gotten on board has been because of a big risk, and that down back 4 is one of those things that he's, you know, willing to throw out there.
Big risk, not the most reward, but it's something. Oh,
that should be it.
That's unfortunate.
Lest he drops the combo.
Dave93 not doing bad at all. Like, just getting a bit unlucky with a lot of things. Just having trouble, I think, keeping up with the pace that Uncle Ben's going at. And it is pretty tricky. Well, let's see if we can take it back. But those down back 4s are coming out in mass, and they were hitting most of the time.
That was something to note, that the down back 4s, they weren't, even though they were hitting, they weren't really forcing Uncle Ben to duck.
Yeah.
Because if they weren't a counter hit, what was coming after them was a mid or a frame trap or trying to bait a counter hit or something like that. If he was just blocking, if he was just holding back, you know, he's good. You just wait there. So, Dave93 decides to go for an infinite stage.
Let's see how it goes for him.
Generally, Lars is one of the characters that favors heavily on wall stages.
But maybe he could have wanted to take it away from Shaheen. Maybe he's expecting to just really space this one out and just see if he can make it work.
Starts with the backwards orbital, and there's the down back straight into that frame trap. It's not working. Dave93 has to make some adjustments. He does have that shoe shine ready from full crouch after that down back 4. Will he make use of it?
He's being a lot more patient than before.
He's trying to... Oh, he's working him now, boy. He goes for the slide. No duck there by Dave93.
Oh, there's the counter hit finally. Wasn't ready for it, but still got a bit of damage there. And it might make Uncle Ben think twice next time. Maybe he'll duck.
Uncle Ben does have rage. Shaheen's rage drive, very strong.
Wasn't there fast enough.
Nice! Ooh. Does get the conversion this time. Dave93.
Second counter hit. That's very
finally puts himself on the board. And there's that slide once again. Instant slide, looking like right now. Deciding to go for a mix-up rather than the follow-up. Gets the 10-frame punish. And another slide. Absolutely no respect. Just sliding on this man.
Madman.
He's getting his lows out, getting the lows of his own out. There's that hop kick. Just walking away. He doesn't want to deal with the pressure. Goes for the down 3 into the plus frames. Counter hit 2-3 to close out the round.
Even on rounds, but Uncle Ben is 1 game ahead, so it's pretty dangerous for. Wow. Starts it up with the last classic.
I mean, he saw he was doing lows. He just wanted to go for that big up forward 3. Maybe make him scared to do those lows, because right now he's having trouble dealing with them. But, you know, Uncle Ben not having any of that, waiting for that lightning screw, getting the punish. Ooh. There's the back four, trying to work with it. And the back four of his own. Nice punish on the 1-2-2.
Swiping.
See, I feel like Dave93 is playing a lot more patiently. He doesn't want to overcommit. Goes for
Got that launch. Oh, couldn't quite convert properly. Okay. Spacing out a little bit. Whiffing.
And there's that counter. That's been happening way too many times. And Uncle Ben has picked up on that.
Damn.
Taking advantage of the situation.
Alright, Uncle Ben on set point right now.
And there's that counter here. Will he convert into a full combo? There it is, slightly off axis. Will still get big damage. The Ender does whiff, goes for that down 1+2, goes for the Oki into the orbital.
A lot of things in this set are being taken from Dave93 due to axis. He's missing a lot of things. Ooh, runs up, goes to the low. We're going to see a comeback from Dave.
And he does have rage. I think he's trying to enforce rage drive situation.
Oh, nice block.
No punish, goes for the mid. And the down forward one, safe mid poke to close it out. Takes it 2-0 over Dave93.
That's interesting. That time you saw him run up and do the down forward one mid. I think every time he did the low, and it wasn't guaranteed, so I think he was expecting Dave to block that low that time. But he stood there still and blocked the mid. It was just one of those mini mind games I just noticed, but it was pretty good. Dave93 unfortunately took an L there, but we've got an exciting match coming up. Kira versus Meat.
This will be the next match will be Switzerland versus Indonesia, and these are two of the top contenders in their groups. So we'll be going to that match after a quick break, and we'll see you guys soon.
See you soon. World Championship for Tekken7. Next we have Sweden versus Indonesia. So Sweden.
It's actually Switzerland.
Switzerland, my bad. We've got Switzerland, and they have Kira, a returning representative for them, an Eliza player from memory. Let's see if he still uses her today. And Indonesia, the legendary Meat, currently residing in Malaysia, but still an Indonesian national.
Meat himself, kind of a globetrotter. He actually lived in Sydney, Australia for about 3-4 years, moved back to Indonesia, then moved to Malaysia, which, as you said, is where he is now. He was firstly known for his Brian Steven Dragunov, but he's expanded to other characters. I think these days he likes his Feng, he likes his King, he likes his... he played some... which character was it recently at the tournament? I can't remember I think there was one character... Oh, Armor King, sorry. Armor King.
Yeah.
At the most recent tournament, I think he played Armor King. So he's always bringing out a new character. You never know who he's going to pick.
And he's one of those players that is known for his stick and pad switch.
Oh yeah, he just plays whatever.
Yeah, like some characters he prefers pad, some characters he prefers stick.
Yeah.
So I think Brian, he prefers pad from memory, and it looks like he's got a pad now, so I don't know what character.
And he plays Jack on pad.
Yeah, there you go, that one too. So we'll see how he goes.
And this
Jack,
is actually,
there you go.
This is the first match of Group H. Another one of the groups with 5 countries in them.
That's a rare pool, 2 in 10, 20% of pool.
Alright, Kira going with that Eliza.
Having a snooze. I know about that.
Going with that tournament legal preset versus Meat. Going with that Jack. Going with default. Rocking it old school.
Low pressure coming from me.
Once again, we got that Devil's Pit stage. Sorry, not the third one, but the final round, we get that Infinite stage.
Yep.
And I think that favors Meat's playstyle a bit more.
Definitely.
Especially because Eliza's one of those characters that does really well at the wall with mix-ups, especially with bar.
And a lot of the time you want to get away out of her range just so she can start making mistakes, make some moves that can definitely get a punish in.
And a very strong round there for Meat. Takes the first one, puts himself on the board.
I expect if Meat continues throughout the tournament, I expect we'll see at least 5 characters come out of him today.
So something with Jack in Season 3, he's got a lot of new moves that he uses in neutral, but we haven't seen really any from Meat yet.
Well, no break on the 2 throw.
I'll drive a lot of damage and really good Oki. He decides to side roll on the ground. It was a good option in the end. Dive kick pressure, does have rage and meter. What's he going to do with it here?
Chops low.
Just down back 1 into the down 4. Safe low to close it out. One of the very few safe lows in the game.
That was a quick first 2 rounds. Kira has been known to make some crazy comebacks.
So he went for the EX dive kick, which does launch if they stay on the ground.
No break.
No break. That is a just frame block from that throw. Both players just about even in life. Goes for that down 3 into
crushes the grab. Nice float.
That was very unfortunate. He used the bar to get that.
Interesting option. Use the forward 2 palm push to push her away and then maybe get a 50-50 on the run-up.
I thought he might have thought that other options wouldn't reach it at that range.
I've never seen someone use that option, honestly.
And Meat just bulldozing Kira down at the end of these rounds, just dashing up, doing whatever he wants and closing it out. 3 rounds straight for Meat over Kira. And Kira not really known for playing any other character at a tournament level, at least not as well as Eliza. So I think he'll stick with the character, and just as we say that, we're going straight into the rematch. Just wants to go straight back into the middle of things.
Round 1.
So right now, he needs to make some changes to the way he's playing, especially when it comes to defending in the charge, because right now, Meat just dashes in, does whatever he wants.
Good break. Oh, runs up. Oh, can he hit? Oh, I feel like he could have got a forward 4 on that.
Perhaps. But it goes to show that Meat does know the situation on that move. It's going to be a wall here.
Excellent combo. Oh, just drops it at the end.
Off
that could have given him the round. 2 break.
Meat does have rage. Jack has one of those rage drives with exceptional range. A bit late on the punish. I'm pretty sure that's -13 on block.
Oh, okay. Okay, takes that round. All right. Starting to build a little bit of momentum in his own favor. Let's see how he goes. Spacing each other out, running up with the jackhammer.
I think that's the first jackhammer we've seen this set. He hasn't really had to resort to it. Before he was just dashing and poking with those. Uses the meter for the combo, drops the dive kick conversion. Does build up another bar and goes for another DP.
And another one.
Absolutely no respect. 3
7
DPs in one match leads up to that perfect.
They're trying to bring this one back. This is going just as fast as the first one.
I mean, this is exactly what you want. Just throw the momentum straight back in your favor.
Kira picked up on something that Meat. Oh, jumps back. Okay, patience from both players. Meat is waiting for a mistake.
See, I feel like Kira has to make Meat scared to go in.
Yeah.
Because right now he's just dashing in. Whether it's jackhammer, whether it's down forward 1, down back 1, whatever it is.
Gets caught.
I think that forward 1, that fireball, is doing a decent job of doing that because it has that delayed hitbox.
And Jack can't really step it like a lot of other characters can. Not as easily. Can't just step and run back in. He has to be very careful.
Kira does have the life lead, and he's almost at 2 bars. Debugger. See, even if Kira loses this round, he does have that 2 bars. Will he use it here or will he stay for the next round? He's just about to close it out. Meat in rage and the DP2.
And that's it.
Woo! Talk about saving the meter for the perfect situation.
Big turnaround.
We had a reverse 3-0. Who'd have thought? With all the momentum Meat had from the first game, Kira just brings it back.
Man, Meat looks like he's trying to be anonymous or something. Like, it's just like, I don't want anyone to know who I am.
Is this the first match we've had to go to the final game? I think it might be.
It might be, yeah. Alright, things are getting intense. Hopefully you guys stuck around for this one. This one's a good one.
So we were talking before about how Meat plays multiple characters, and it looks like he's taking a fair bit of time. Will we see a character select?
Maybe. Will we see a stick change? That's another thing to think with him. It's like, okay, character change, but also peripheral change.
It depends how much luggage you've allotted, man. You know, you can't be carrying all that stuff around all the time.
True.
And there it is, the Fang.
Okay.
He brought this character out at Rev Major.
Which tools do you think would be best suited to versus Eliza?
Back Kenpo. Back Kenpo is really good against dive kick pressure. Back Kenpo is really good against the hellos because they don't have excellent range or anything, and it makes it harder to get clean hit with down 3, so you're going to be moving around a lot. Also, Feng is a lot better at just pressing buttons and forcing his mix-up onto you, whereas Jack, you know, sometimes you're scared, you know they'll low parry, and his mids that are threatening are worse on block.
Good pressure.
Backswing, nice punish there with the 2-2 DP.
Man, you think she'd get cold, like, how are you wearing this? Like, he's shirtless too, like, I don't know.
You know, you gotta be prepared for the tournament. To the heat of battle.
The heat of battle, that's, see, they've got their blood flowing. Ooh, let it rip. Could not get that one.
Meat's been playing some online Fang right there.
Yeah, he plays a lot of online, actually.
Alright, so Kira with 4 rounds straight right now. And, you know, he does have that meter. We always have to keep that in mind.
Twig special.
Nice shoulder. Using that forward 3 check.
Just threatening him with the mids and just getting him not to die. Very well
Finally stifles the momentum, puts himself on the board. 7 golden letters for me.
completely even though. 1 game each and 1 round each.
10 string, we're going for the whole thing. The main thing to note is we have to make notice of how Kiriki will use his meter here. He does have 2 bars.
This could come back really quick.
Nice punishment.
Going for the attempts. Used 1 bar right there. Went for the mix-up, but couldn't quite get it.
He is in rage now, and the headbutt.
Alright.
2 rounds straight for me. He is
Set
on match
point.
point. Yes, set point. And Kira bring it back.
Good blocked at that time. Alright,
There's
Kira
that standing
is
four.
going hard as heck right now. Going for those mix-ups.
The headbutt.
That's one of Feng's best.
It's also one of the moves that got buffed recently. They
Really?
increased the plus frames from +4 to +5, if I'm not mistaken.
That was like, it was, okay.
And it's a mid, it's really good. It's one of his best mids.
Like, I've seen Nee just use it like 30 times in a round. Just to see what happens.
Goes for that forward 4, one of the best keep out moves that Feng has in his arsenal.
Well, Kira needs to do something big right now to bring this one back.
Meat not
Another
making it
headbutt.
easy though. He's playing
Oh,
very
yeah.
patiently.
Just waiting. Kira, press the button, man. Press the button. Let's see what happens.
He knows he has no meter, so he's trying to stay as far away from the down 3.
Oh, counter hit low. Can he finish this one?
Oh, we're going to a final
Here we go.
round.
Final round. Final round. Let's go. This is the first one we've had all day. Let's get pumped. Let's go. We'll start off with the back tempo.
There's that headbutt we just talked about. Goes for the low block. Only -12 on block. You're not going to get that long.
Use the meter there as well. Go for the mix-up, but did get blocked.
We need to get away from this wall. What's he going to do here? He's still just holding back. He needs to move. No, that's a bit too late. That's minus
Went for the
13.
big launch. Oh,
Backswing
backswing
blow.
blow. Headbutt. Mid. Oh, goes at the flip. Big
Finally
break.
cashes in on the 3rd hit. Alright, so the same
He's in
situation.
trouble. Oh, this is not a good time to. Oh,
Super.
Oh
he
my
didn't-
god.
He didn't have the
Back.
block.
Oh my god. Goes for the sweep. Here we
Is
go.
this gonna be enough?
Is he gonna finish it? Oh, this is. I don't think this is gonna be dead.
It's not going to be dead, but he's going to be very close.
Oh my god. Here we go. She's
Alright,
got meter. She's got meter.
He's
She
got
might
DP.
EX,
He's got
EXDP.
EXDP. Is it going to happen?
Stays back turn over there.
Strings are coming.
Oh,
Oh, the mix-up! The buffed unblockable 10 frames faster than without meter, uses it and tricks him to taking that set. He just stood there. He was ready for a mix-up. He thought he was going to go mid. Unblockable comes out. We get that slow-mo, and Kira takes it over Meat. After Meat won the first 3 rounds straight.
That was amazing. That was, man, I'm waking up right now. That's like a morning coffee right there.
I think the thing to note about that is with the Feng pick, he didn't really make use of the tools in the way he should have in that matchup.
Yep.
Regardless, congratulations to Kira taking it over Meat.
That unblockable at the end. He realized it was happening just a little too late. Went for the jab. It was already like, now what can you do in that situation? It's either it would have been sick if you did 1+2. Went for a Tsubaki. That would have been sick, but it's a lot to ask for. So, thanks for watching that match, guys. That was really hype. Hopefully, it gets more hype from there. But we'll take another break, and we'll come back to you guys soon. I think at around 5:30. We'll have to confirm that one for you guys. But yeah, we'll be back with some more Tekken. We've got a bunch of matches coming up in the next time slot. See you guys then.
IeSf World Championships. We're going to have a match coming up for you guys. More with Tekken7 action. I'm joined again by Brown Man. Thank you for tuning in after the break. The match we have coming up for you is going to be Namibia back on stream. We saw earlier Zubskop versus Jamaica. And the representative for Jamaica is Jabugs07. We haven't seen him on stream earlier, but he will be playing his first match coming up now.
So back at it again with the Lars. One of the many Lars plays at this event. So sorry, not Lars.
Miguel.
Miguel plays at the event. He versed the Lars. See,
Yes.
I'm getting bamboozled myself. All right. So Zubskop with Miguel, but Jabugs07.
Jabugs07.
I wonder who's going to use. He's got an Evo beanie on. I don't know if he was there or he got his mate to get it, but that's pretty sick. Shout outs to Evo.
So this is back to Group B. We've gone through one match of each of the pools so far, and I believe this is the first time we've gone and revisited a pool. So it is Jamaica versus Namibia.
I like Jabugs07. He's got one of his sponsors is a
Apparel?
fresh approach, and it's a Chinese supermarket.
At any rate, going back to Zubscop, we said he played Miguel earlier. Was there? Oh, we got a Miguel mirror.
What is happening right now?
What in the world? Is this even possible?
It's just all Lars and Miguel today. I don't know what's going on.
Hoy tengo un mal día.
See, the thing is, when you see players come out of these countries that aren't really known for Tekken, you see characters that are very underrepresented. And we've seen so many Lars and so many Miguels on stream. I would have never expected it.
So I'm hoping this should be an interesting one because they should both know this character very well. Look at this movement from Jabugs.
I see Jabug's name every now and again, but I don't remember where. Gets that counter hit, Savage down by 3, running through for the plus frame. In the first round, just like that for Jabugs.
Okay.
It's asserting dominance in the Miguel mirror.
I was half expecting the taunt to come out at the end of that round. Oh, his movement's very good.
Look at that
Good pressure.
though, yeah?
Instant running. Very nice.
He was ready for that down forward one.
Wow.
The stream should get the wall carry here. In the combo, Savage.
Very fast style. This is Savage style right here.
I like the way he's playing.
Gets hop kick.
He's not letting Subscop do anything at all, and right now, just trying to close it out, not trying to overcommit. Subscop does have rage.
I know I've said it like 30 times already, but I really like his movement.
Round 3.
I just like that when he has a lot of life, he's just playing in his face,
Yeah.
and then when he has to close it out, he's just like, nah, you do you, man.
Yeah, it's
I'll let you
literally-
kill yourself.
It's literally like, why not be in his face?
And goes for that Savage down back 3. One of his own. Ooh, double.
And the hop
double.
kick hits.
He should get him to the wall here. Decides to drop the combo early for some OT. No break on the 1+2 throw. Subscop in rage, but it
With
won't
the
matter.
knee.
Up.
Whoa, what was that?
Did he geek charge?
No. I'm like, that was... Wow, okay.
At any rate, Jabugs07 takes the first game 3 rounds to 0 in the Miguel mirror. Will we see a character change? You know, in a mirror, like one of the things that really throws you off is if you lose so convincingly that you doubt yourself.
It's like, should I be
especially
using this character? I don't know.
Especially if it's your main character. You think to yourself, man, I just got rolled. What do I do? But I think right now, you just got to regain composure in these situations. You got to think ahead, think about what you did incorrectly in the first game, and learn from it, and make sure that you do something else in the next game, so that you keep your opponent guessing. You don't want to make them play the same game they played in the first game. You have to change, adapt their game.
Mix it up.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. A lot of people get that idea of like, okay, if I got to change it up, I got to change character. It's like, no. Fundamentally, you need to just figure out how to change your game with the same character. That can be just as good, if not most of the time better, than just switching to an. Okay, then. All right. So he went for the lore. But let's see how he does with this. I've noticed a lot of lore players in this generation really love pad with lore. I've noticed a lot of lore players use pad these days. But
I don't think we see that many lore players in general.
well, when we see them, I see a lot of pad players though.
I suppose.
Well, yeah, it's all could be a coincidence.
We're here in that Forgotten Realm. We got those floor breaks, all 3 of them. Ready for that floor break combo.
Chopping his legs are. Oh wow.
Now Miguel is really good in this stage because he's forward 2-1, breaks the floor, so it makes counter hit down back 4 and down back 1 both become full launches in this stage, and he gets more setups with it.
Nice launch. Tail spin. Ooh, opts not to break the ground. Saves it for later.
Pressuring with those lows at the wall, doesn't want to let Jabugs get away, floats him out of the air.
Yeah. Come here, man.
Decides not to break the floor and goes for the running tackle.
Ground and pound. Let's go. Takes a round. That's his first round this set.
Puts himself on the board.
Fight.
Starts off with the jabs. Nice duck there by Jabugs. Goes for that standing 4. He really wants that combo. Just keeps throwing it out there. Down forward 1. Just whiffs at range 0 and the side step
Hammer
into
of
the
the
hop kick.
gods.
Good off access conversion. There's that forward 4-2-1 we were talking about. Again goes for it. And the down 3.
Very good
round.
pressure here. 7 golden letters.
Round 3.
Alright, let's see what Zubscop can do to bring this one back. Goes low.
I feel like
Jabugs just got out of the way. He's just out of there. He's like, oh, you threw a move? I'm out.
I feel like the best way for Zubscop to approach this matchup is he just has to choose his timings right for attacking, because when he's defending, he's just getting run over by Jabugs.
Yeah. Jabugs has got a good like 50-50 game going on now. Anytime Zubscop thinks, alright, this time I'm going to block it, he's getting hit with something. And that really, I can tell, it affects him, so it really breaks down his defense and gives Jabugs those opportunities.
he might be able to take it. He drops the combo and the down back 3, trying to start some pressure here.
One more hit. Oh, there we go. Subscop. Very nice. 2 rounds to 1 right now. Could this be his rebirth right now? Could he come back?
Caught him pressing
nice
buttons
combo.
on negative
Nice
A.
combo. Breaks the floor. Oh,
The
okay.
cracking cannon ends up.
I think that was the first complete combo of the set. The other times he stopped it early for Oki, so that's a good one.
Trying to pressure him. Saw him pressing buttons after jab last time. So he went for down for 2 again.
Like that was a good. He was just waiting. He was waiting since last week just to block that.
He was really ready for that whip punish with the down forward 2-1. Nice combo here. He's going to get a big damage with that Savage down forward, a Savage 2 ender.
Nice duck. Oh, went for the down 2-3 classic.
And Jabug's on match point right now. Set point, in fact.
Alright, let's see if Subscop can bring this. He just walked forward, so what are you going to do with that?
We got no more floor breaks left. We're on the bottom floor. Some honest Tekken right now. Who's going to take advantage of this wider field of play?
Oh, nice get up kick.
He's
3-3.
checking him with standing 3. Very interesting choice to move. And the whiff punish.
Very risky on the DSS.
This might be it.
4-3.
Miguel gets big boy damage at the wall. Just shy of it, and the back 3 to end it. Jabbugs takes it 2-0 over Zubskov.
Hey, that last one was close. It was starting to bring him back. Warmed up with the low. It was not bad. Checking him with a lot of those 3-3s as we saw. But just Jabbugs just had his number by the end of it. Just really aggressive, knew what to do, and completed his task.
So that's the second time we've seen Namibia on stream. But, you know, Jamaica bringing the heat.
Oh, yeah.
Jabbugs just taking it 2-0. Very well done by him. And we'll be getting to our next match very soon. But as for now, we're going to take a quick break.
Yep.
And after that, we're going to have Mr. Good versus Frizen. I believe this is Chinese Taipei versus... I'm not sure which country.
Poland.
Poland. Chinese Taipei versus Poland. That will be after the break. Stick around, guys, and we'll be back soon.
Esports World Championships from IeSf, and our next Tekken7 match will be Chinese Taipei versus Poland. So we've got Mr. Good on Geese for Chinese Taipei, and from Poland we have a Steve player
By the name of Frizen.
Frizen, yes.
Yep.
Frizen is his name. He's one of the best Steve players in Europe, so I hear. So hopefully we'll see a pretty good match right now. Steve versus Geese is a very interesting matchup. It kind of favors Steve, but Mr. Good might have some tricks up his sleeve, so we'll see how that goes.
One of the things for this matchup is Steve used to be able to Sonic Fang Geese's down forward 1-4 and forward 4 every time. But now forward 4 being -13 and, you know, still having the exceptional pushback that it had before the changes, Steve can't punish it consistently, and it's a very good tool. But the main thing is back 3. Back 3 used to be the bane of Steve's existence in this matchup because it was very hard to weave back 3.
Yeah.
So you'd be playing around it when he had bar, so you don't want to get back 3 2'd on. But now, his tools for catching weave aren't as strong, and he doesn't have access to them as often. So I think that made the matchup slightly easier for Steve. But as we said, we're going into this match. Mr. Good has already played on stream earlier today. I think he was part of the first match. Yes, he was. Yep. So we got Mr. Good back on stream, the strong Geese player from the first game, going up against Frizen. First time on stream for him.
They've got a fighting edge with the Japanese lever with Mr. Good and a pad player in Frizen. Again, we got a lot of variety, you know, different types of sticks, different type of peripherals. So we have Mishima building. This should be interesting.
Yep, and just as expected, Geese versus Steve.
Here we go.
Now this is a matchup I did play a lot in Season 2. Season 3, different story. But, as I mentioned, things changed for Steve's favor, and I'm the Steve player on this matchup. So let's get things underway. Mr. Good versus Frizen. Chinese Taipei versus Poland. Round 1.
No defense. Oh, nice. Pick up.
Recognized it, got that duck hand, so we'll carry to the wall the peekaboo 4-2-1.
Nice weave.
And there's that big wall bounce. Season 3 change. Goes to the Oki from the combo. Recognizes that he was going to do a get up kick. Punishes it correctly.
Against the wall, tries to get out of there. But stuck there. Steve pressure at the wall, very dangerous. Trying to make his way in, but Rampukin stops him. Overhead.
Yep, doesn't duck. He's trying to gauge him on the 50-50. Oh my days, Season 3 buff.
I see that counter hit maybe like once every 3 months.
It's not common because people like to wait for the last hit. They know the last hit is a very deadly hit. You get that counter hit now, you get a big boy combo. And speaking of big boy combos, gets that back one counter hit, will carry to the wall hit. Goes for the Oki again, not going for the Massage and the back 2 on Oki.
Oh, rocket punch.
And what a clean round so so far, but Prison takes it with the backswing one. 2 rounds straight.
Okay. Got some momentum right here. That's not what you want to give Steve.
I think everything's working out for him right now. And there's the weave on the back 3.
Kind of hit there. That could have been big.
You have to right weave it. You cannot left weave the back 3. Goes for the single Reppuken once again, as usual for that Oki. Does have 1 bar, but it won't matter when you get counted by back 1.
Back
Sonic
one,
Fang
big
anger.
combo. Kind of hit.
Should be able to get 4-4-2 here.
Okay, that was an interesting strat there. Oh,
alright.
And that's it. Okay.
Caught him stepping right one too many times.
Alright, he's still got a meter in the pocket. He might whip it out. We'll see. We'll have to see what he does with it. Nice weave. Didn't try to go for the counter hit that time. He knew it wasn't going to happen.
Nice conversion from the Peekaboo forward 2.
Oh, got that blue spark. Counter hit, very nice.
That's one of the main tools that's really good against Steve, down 4. Though it is risky, obviously being launch punch and block.
Ooh.
Just did it?
Yeah, why not?
I-18 launch from crouch on tech. Nice.
It's like first game, why not try some stuff, right?
You gotta commit early. Nice get up kick combo conversion here by Mr. Good. Does have 2 bars.
Oh,
Are we gonna see a Raging Storm? Or you won't even need it.
Need it. Woo!
The
Very
dragon.
nice.
Alright,
Okay.
Mr. Good bringing it back.
Definitely picked up something in the last 2 rounds where he lost pretty convincingly, but got the counter
I think
hit
he's
that time.
picked up on the right weave timing from Prison. I think he's using it a bit too predictively. Right now he does have 2 bars, catches the down back 3-2.
He was ready. Man, a lot of these low blocks I'm seeing, like, the players are waiting since, like, last week because they know it's coming.
And that jab carry combo, going back to the second 5 days, this should be it.
This hero, he just dashed forward.
Big boo down forward 1-2.
Yeah,
The Steve Classic.
That was a big turnaround in the last round. It started going Frizen's way, 2 rounds, and then went 2 rounds back to Mr. Good, but Frizen in that last round was just like, no, that's it. Can't let this go any further.
I don't think he let Mr. Good cash in on anything. I think, like as mentioned before, the weave was killing him rather than doing damage, except for that 1 wall bounce he had earlier. But other than that, like I think Mr. Good recognized, hey, you know, he's weaving in this situation, so I'm going to take advantage of it and I'm going to punish him for it.
Excellent work. Very good. Alright, Mr. Good is taking a moment here to have a drink of water. Remember to stay hydrated. Alright, back at it. Hammerhead, let's go. This will be interesting for both these characters. They both get good wall combos, good wall game. So there's awkward spacing between each of these walls. So let's see what kind of combos they come up with.
Another really interesting thing in this matchup is, versus most characters, generally, mid parry is your go-to parry. But with Steve, most of his pressure comes from highs and lows.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult. You have to look out for that down forward too. Do you really want to be doing that? Not really. So the thing is, mid parry isn't as strong versus Steve as it is against other characters unless you have a very, very hard read.
Wow,
And speaking of very, very hard
that's
read,
very below.
hits that duck 2.
Drops the combo but gets the Albatross 2.
Man, these counter hits. You're just hearing that drum sound over and over again every time someone gets counter hit. Sonic Fang and the Prison takes the first round of the second match.
Oh,
There's that down.
okay. A little bit of missing with that.
You gotta be ready for that combo. People, you know, Steve players, even now, like experts with Steve, long-time players, still aren't ready for the combo sometimes because it's just so new to them after doing the old combo for so many years.
Got to adapt. If you want to keep playing the character, changes come, you got to keep it going. Oh,
There's the right weave onto the back, and this should be it. Nice break on the 1+2 throw. He's broken it every single time. He recognizes that that is a good option for Geese when he has his back to the wall.
he just went for the forward 2 but just chopped him before he could get it.
And this is a very unfortunate situation for Mr. Good. He has no meter going into the last round, or what could be the last round.
Hopefully not for Mr. Good sake.
Best case scenario, he builds meter in this round, wins this one, goes on to the next one with some meter.
Nice weave. Didn't press a button that time. Oh, goes for the grab.
He's ready for those breaks. Checking him with, yeah, he's checking him with that back 1. No punish on the 1+2 to -14.
Some quality Tekken right here. Nice.
Man, these lows and the mid.
There it is.
You know
Gonna
what?
bring it back.
If you have the read, it works.
Oh,
There's that
okay.
Sonic Fang.
Waste the range drive there. Not a good attempt. Okay, okay, here we go. Let's
He
go.
actually achieved best case scenario. He won the round and he has bar in the next round.
See if he can bring it all the way back. I definitely want to go to a final game here.
Yeah, Frizzing is still right weaving when he's on negative, but when he's in a bad situation, like after forward 3 on block. And another duck 2. And the way he did it, he used the combo. So he got duck 2 into the combo, and as he was being comboed, it ran out Geese's meter, which made it even worse for him. He couldn't make use of it. And the counter hit back one. Is this it?
Yet. Oh, can this become? Oh, risked it all on a parry.
Very well done there by Frizen. What turned out to be a very close set, actually. At the beginning, you know, Frizen had that momentum, but then Mr. Good swinging things right back in his favor, but Frizen not having any of that, trying to end it as soon as possible, you know, takes the second game convincingly.
Excellent work. That was pretty good. That was one of my favorite matches so far today. That was very good. But yeah, at the end, he had a little bit of health. I was hoping for a comeback, but bet it all on that parry, but just couldn't get it.
All right, so we're going to have a quick break. After that, we're going to have Italy versus Iran. So stick around for more Tekken7 action. To your 11th annual IeSf World Championships. We've got more Tekken7 action for you guys starting now. I'm joined again by Brown Man on commentary. We've got another match, a spicy one. We got Macau versus Mexico.
Should be interesting.
Or as they say, Mexico.
I guess they do say it like that. Are we going to do it like that? Why not? Okay, we got Mexico and Macau.
So we've seen Macau on stream earlier today. Fize XD, or DX was it? I believe.
Fize DX?
Yes, Fize DX. He was playing Law, if I'm not mistaken. Had to go against... He had to go against Doujin's Ganryu.
That was that
who
guy.
He was versing, yep. So, you know, straight off the bat, he was put up against a tough opponent.
With a tough character.
And right now, we got another opponent in his way. We got Divine Exorcist from Mexico. We're going back to Group C. We got some Tekken for you guys. You know what? I like that Law pick. It was an interesting pick. You know, like we said, he started off versus Doujin. You know, that's no scrub there. But I think he played the character well.
I respect it.
I want to see him play it again. Divine Exorcist, I don't know who he plays. But based on his name, I'm going to guess Claudio.
Maybe. It could be a mix-up, though. It's like, oh my god. You dirty boy. Okay, here we go.
We got the Leroy.
How dare you?
The Leroy.
How dare you take advantage of these rules? All right, so you were right with the Claudio, but we were wrong with the Leroy. We got Doggo there.
The first Leroy pick of this.
Right, if he uses the dog in this match, I'll give him $10. Like what do you call it? 7,001. I'll give him 7,001.
When that brimstone and fire boy starting the game.
Let's see what he does.
Hell
Oh, the hell
sweeps.
sweeps. Here we go. Let's get. I can't believe it. All right. Let's hope Divine Exorcist can just, yeah, I don't know if he has the experience, but hopefully he can just steamroll his way through.
I don't think anyone has Leroy experience enough to say that they're comfortable to face the character in this one. Regardless, Divine Exorcist showing no respect taking that first game. The best thing to do if you don't know the matchup is just play aggressively so you don't have to guess.
Yeah, literally, just don't give him a chance to do stuff, and that's what he's doing right now.
That's his 1-2, right? I'm pretty sure that's Leroy's 1-2. It looks like a normal. It doesn't look like a normal 1-2 string.
Oh, I wonder if Fize DX is regretting his decision here. I'll be surprised if he sticks with it. Honestly, I would like to see Law come back, but who knows? He might just. Oh, has he got the combo? Oh, okay. Okay, he's got his combos.
This is the max damage. Oh, the max damage like staple combo.
That's good. He's got the combo down, so that's pretty good. It's more than I got. Oh, that's a rip. Oh, he had it there.
Parries. He might be dead. I think there is a kill combo here.
Really?
There is, but he didn't do it.
Is that like 2-1-2 or something?
But it won't matter. That power crush takes it.
All right, let's.
It does obviously reduce the damage of your combo, but the Oki is really, really good. Considering you do get Starburst up and you get the sidestep 50-50, you got that mid launcher.
Counter hit from the Shaolin kick.
Oh, drops the combo.
Just stood there, it's like, yeah, what? I could have got a combo, but I didn't do it.
4-4-2-2 gets that blue star.
In his face. Nice blocks the junkyard. Went for the punish. He knew the punish. That's a hard punish to do. Forward 1+2 on the forward 1 from the DSS. Power crush.
So, Fize XD should pick up on this by now. Divine Exorcist does like to close out rounds with Power Crush, and that's something a lot of players like to do. If you have a read that they like to do such a thing, the best thing to do, wait it out.
Yeah.
Or obviously you have options like lows and throws which beat out Power Crushes, but then you're taking a risk. And another down to 2 Starburst, I have not seen on block.
Around.
Big
Oh,
damage.
drops it. Is this a comeback? Let's go.
Comeback video incoming.
Oh,
The second hit, the
second
back
hit,
four
yep.
too. Well done there by Divine X. 5 rounds straight right now. Can
Hop kick.
FireDX bring it back? Going for them plus frames into the hop kick.
Nice start.
And there's the season
Yep.
3. The back 3.
I'm still might get hit by
There's
that.
that back 2 end that I was talking about earlier.
Right.
Went for that Oki.
Good option. That was
He
top
does it.
blue. What's he gonna do? Let's see if he ends this
Hop
round
kick.
with a power crush.
He has no reason to hop kick because he's so far ahead, but that's the reason you least likely expect it.
Oh, and can hit. That should be it. 1-2, 1-2 to end that one.
Very well done by Divine Exorcist. That was a very strong showing for his cardio.
Excellent. All
And he
right.
does take it 2-0 over Macau,
Good job, Divine Exorcist 4.
getting a loud applause from the crowd.
He got some fans. He got some fans.
So I think the main thing with that match is the way Divine Exorcist is he just rushed him down.
Yeah.
And the moment he had Starburst, he just enforced a mix-up.
Yep.
He picked up on the fact that FireDX wasn't really ducking down 2-2, so free launch.
Yeah.
Why not? Just throw it out.
Do it. Tournament, right?
And at any rate, that is it for that match. We'll be going to a quick break and we'll come back with some Tekken action for you guys. Stay tuned.
See you soon. To the 11th eSports World Championships with IeSf. We've got some good Tekken action coming for you. We've got Portugal versus Saudi Arabia. So the Portugal player's name is. Sorry, 1 second, guys.
The Portugal player's name was... I don't remember this one. At any rate, he'll be versing Saudi Arabia,
Yep.
the Saudi Arabian representative, and that
The
is
brothers, the Sam brother.
who was
That's the
played
one.
on stream earlier.
Yep.
We saw his Bob, very deadly, defeated Wowzer,
Mm-hmm.
the New Zealand representative. And I think someone mentioned he also plays Katarina.
Mike Silva is the Portugal representative. But
Okay,
yeah,
I don't know who Mike Silver plays.
we'll find out. But let's see what kind of fight he puts up against the Sam brother.
All right,
The Sam
so look,
brother has shown he's good, so this will be a tough one.
we are back in Group F. This group has Sweden, Saudi Arabia, New Zealand, and Portugal. So far we've seen every rep in this pool besides Sweden, and that is Mr. Adamo, who's a Master Raven player.
Alright.
We should be getting underway anytime soon.
The Sam brother getting hydrated.
Mike Silva versus the Sam brother.
I like his the jacket that they made for Saudi Arabia. They got the is that a
I think it's like 2 swords.
yeah, the 2 swords, and then on top of that, I wanted to say it's a tree. Like they got those trees in the Arab countries, but I'm not too sure. It looks very good. Anna, okay. This is the first one we've seen for a while.
Now this is one of those characters that's proper tournament viable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Come over here.
Because if
Let me talk to your real.
if you
friend.
really want to commit, her 50-50 is like up there with some
So
of the best
annoying,
in
and
the
it's
game.
non-stop. You
Yeah,
can
it's
make it
non-stop, like loops, Oki, tech traps and whatnot.
Oh,
and her-
okay.
And her combo damage, look at this combo damage.
What a way to... That's over half damage right there. That's like 55% damage gone.
And the
Whoa.
1-2, yeah, this is gonna be a circus
This
right
is a
now.
slobber knocker. Oh, nice block. All right. So the Sam brother trying to take control back from Mike Silva. Goes for the low. This is a strong first round. He's just like, I'm here to play.
This is
Don't
exactly how you
mess
send the
with me.
message.
This is
Exactly
a
how you
good
send the
message.
message.
Let's see. It would be cool if he starts turtling down just to mess with him. No, he starts it off the same, but doesn't get punished for it.
One thing of note is Anna does have a power crush from full crouch. It's that full crouch forward 2 is
Yep.
minus 14, so Bob can launch it.
Yep.
Whenever you verse a character that can launch, you have to use it sparingly on
Very
a hard
carefully.
freeze.
Yeah. But at the same time, if you don't care, just like go for it.
Once again, big combo damage from Anna.
Oh, command grab.
Chain throws, we got those.
Oh, can you finish the round?
She has really good
Oh,
Oki.
he tried there.
No duck.
Duck. Lows. Hell sweep. Oh, wow.
That was a beautiful duck.
I felt that hell sweep coming in my bones, and so did Mike Silva.
It's interesting that he chose to duck, do a crouch step up to the upwards 1+4, sorry, 1+2, 4, which is 0 on block.
Wow.
At any rate, gets the counter into the combo.
Portugal, real spicy right now.
Man, last time the Sam brother was the aggressor in his match, but this time
he's
Mike
getting out of
Silva-
grip. Oh, okay, up 2.
Yep. Anna has it back to the wall. This should be it.
Oh, drops it. Can he come back?
That's not a punish.
Okay,
That is
nice
not the
attempt, but nice block, but not the right punish.
All right, Sam brother puts himself on the board. Can he bring it back?
Oh, you see, Mike Silva a lot more patient this time, less buttons.
Goes for the mix-up. Not falling for that.
pace has definitely slowed down a lot for both of these players. Let's see if he picks up again. Ooh, out of the air.
Interesting thing about Mike Silva is with his Ana, he doesn't really use down forward 1. It's mostly just situations to force mixing.
Oh, okay.
I think using that down forward 1 would help a lot, especially if you use it to mind game with the successive hits, so you can lock down your opponent and force mix-ups easier. Gets that up forward 1 straight
nice combo.
Get him to the wall here. Season 3 upgrade with that wall carry.
Alright, whoever takes this game is going to have a lot of momentum going into the next one.
Oh, that might have been it if he got the full combo. Hell sweeps.
The crossover, we tried crossover.
Oh, I see another hell sweep coming. 2 rounds
kick.
apiece.
Oh,
goes for the low, jumps straight over it.
crush.
Is in rage, and
Not
another
dead,
hell
not dead,
sweep.
not dead.
Oh, the trade! One of the
rage
worst
trade.
ways you could possibly lose. The Sam brother comes out on top on that trade and takes it over Mike Silva after being down 2 rounds.
Oh, you see him, he's like, oh, his bone is not.
This man is sweating,
He's
if
sick.
you know what I mean.
He's sick. Alright, here we go. Get more water. Let's see what he does about this one. This is a tough one.
I honestly think Ana pick was perfectly fine. No reason to change.
No reason at all.
Play your game, and he agrees.
Oh,
This stage,
Oh, here we go.
this stage, pretty
This-
damn good for Ana.
Mwah.
You know, she gets so many opportunities, like her power crush becomes a launcher, we were talking about earlier. Many of her moves become a launcher because of up forward 3 plus 4. It does that floor break and it's a follow-up after a lot of counter hits, like down forward 4 as well. So let's see how he makes use of this stage. She is one of those characters really good in this stage.
We definitely can't sleep on Bob though. His damage will be crazy on this stage.
Goes for a down forward 2 raw with a hard read. Using that quarter circle forward 1 for that pressure.
Interesting movement style from the Sam brother. Just twitch movement. Oh, the pressure. Counter
Gets
hit.
down using down back 3 really, really well.
Oh, he was ready.
He had the read.
There's that launch we were talking about.
I think Mike Silva's been a bit too predictable with that low.
Yep.
Almost every single time Mike Silva has gone for that mid, the while standing 2, it's just been blocked. And the low has been hitting more, but when he does go for the low to cash in, it's just not hitting.
And his game has definitely slowed down a lot, which is giving the Sam brother an opportunity to kind of enforce his own pressure and make a lot more reads because it's just far slower than it was before. Oh, went for the swoop again.
Oh, went for the big snake edge and it whiffed, but no punish from the Sam brother. Does have wall pressure now.
Sam brother getting away from the wall, gets launched.
That's a good combo. He didn't even have to use the floor break.
No.
I mean, that's good for him if he gets the combo.
Yeah, whoever gets the launch first. Oh, wave dashing in his face.
That's
Does
the
not flinch.
second time no duck on that string. There is a mid extension, but both options can be option selected by
Nice trade.
sidestepping right and pressing down. Alright, so Sam Brock does have wall position now. Mike Silva trying to work his way around. Gets that forward 4-3-4-3.
That's funny. Missed the grab. Duck, a lot of twitch ducks here. A lot of things getting avoided.
And he stopped the combo early. I thought he could have broken the floor there to get a screw.
Let's the switch go. 50-50. Oh, and the power crush again.
So with Anna's up forward 3-1 string, after the second hit, you can always interrupt.
Okay.
It's a punish if you do I-13, and if they go for the successive hit, you'll still win. Also, you can sidewalk right the third hit. Goes for that upward 3.
Oh, again.
This might be it.
Not yet. But bad situation to be in.
That's a new combo.
Oh, and that's it.
See, he knew that situation really well. Well done
His first
there
rodeo.
by the Sam brother. Very strong showing by this bot.
Yeah, I felt that the Ana came in pretty strong. Very strong at the start. I think if he kept that pace, the Sam brother would have had a tough time keeping up. But eventually started slowing down and started thinking a bit too much. And that's really where he got caught.
See, that's the risk with this kind of playstyle. If you're going to go all in on the 50-50,
Yep.
you know that your opponent can only guess wrong
Yep.
so many times. I feel like the way he started out was good, but he had to control the game more with quick pokes to force your opponent to stay in there,
Yep.
so you can actually get the 50-50. If they're moving, they're likely to get out of the range or just block in time, so it didn't work out for him.
Yep. All right. So our next match will be Australia versus Switzerland. So Synth versus Kira. So we'll be taking another break. This may take a little while, but keep an eye on the stream and we'll let you know what time we're coming back. See you soon. We're on our last block today, so we've got another 4 matches, but kicking that off, we have Synth from Australia and we've got Kira from Switzerland. We'll see who Synth decides to play today. It'll be maybe Shaheen, Akuma. We'll see how we go. But 100% we're sure Kira will be choosing Eliza. I don't think we've seen him deviate from that anytime.
He's said on a few occasions that he's tried to play other characters, but he won't be able to get them to the level that his Eliza is at. So I think pretty sure he'll stick with the Eliza.
No, fair enough.
As you mentioned, Synth, we're not sure who exactly he'll play. He has been going through somewhat of a character crisis, or I don't know if you'd call it that, but he's been, going between a few characters to see which one he likes in the current state of the game. Has mentioned that he likes Akuma even after the changes, so maybe that's the pick here.
Yeah, let's take a look. Akuma versus Eliza, that would be an interesting one.
We just saw that recently, Abel Del Maestro versus, I don't remember who the Akuma player was. It was at TWT. At any rate, it's a matchup we've seen recently, but not too common.
Yeah. Let's see how they go.
So this is back in Group
shaking
H.
hands, good terms, good sportsmanship. This is, Group H. Alright, let's see. Ooh, Kira taking a deep breath. Really wants this one. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, Shaheen. Alright, going back to the OG main. Let's go. So we've got Shaheen versus Eliza in Hammerhead. These characters both get pretty hefty wall damage. Eliza can pull off a little bit more stuff, especially with her meter. So we'll see what he does with this one. Alright, let's go.
One thing to note in this matchup is a lot of the stuff that Eliza used to have that was unsafe, so like EX dive kick. Season 3 changed that. Now I believe it's -9 blocks, completely safe. So it is something to note. Not that Shaheen could punish it before, but at the same time, you have to be aware of those kinds of changes.
Ooh, nice combo here. Taking it to the wall. Oh, there's that damage.
Yeah, the low hit on that Moonglide too, I was not expecting. Haven't seen that combo too often. Kira off to a great start, puts Synth in rage on that Shaheen. 1-2 to close it out.
Excellent job.
Yeah, when Shaheen has rage, you have to be scared of his rage drive. It's one of the best ones in the game for a comeback. It's I-14 mid-hit confirmable. So yeah,
the
very
range
good.
is decent as well.
Yes, exactly. Very good by Kira to stop any opportunity there from Synth. And he's continuing straight into the second round with that pressure.
Synth is moving back and forward a lot, but not pressing many buttons. Doesn't want to get counter hit, but that does seem to be costing him a lot of opportunities here. Kira does not care. He's just like, well, you're going to stand there, I'm going to press some stuff on you. And it's working out pretty well.
The Oki from Shaheen's wall combo is still really good, even after the changes he's experienced in the game. Even when you finish with that while standing 3-2, you still get great damage and great Oki. You can duck that string now, but obviously there's a mix-up. Synth was asking me about that before the day started, so I think he's trying to remember it. Kira was ready.
Nice low parry. Here we go. Taking his first round, hopefully. There you go. Alright, evening it up, 1 round apiece. That was a long round as well. That was like over 50 seconds.
And Eliza, one of those characters without an actual rage drive. So when she has rage, all you have to worry about is rage art. So maybe play a bit more defensively, try not to extend yourself, fall into that rage art.
That was a sick low parry. He's pulling these out, like his timing on these low parries are pretty good. He's got 2 already.
And we see it there, you cannot interrupt the back 2-4 string anymore with the I-10. So Synth went for that 2-3 punish there. Moonglide 2 comes out once again. Shaheen in rage. Here's that rage grab. Will we see it? Goes for that down back 2 and the down 4, trying to create some pressure here.
Ooh, steps away from the wall. Very good maneuvering by Kira and takes the round.
Yeah, the Moonglide 2, very safe, -8, a very strong mid, has decent tracking, decent range, and I-14 at perfect input. Goes for that back 1-2 once again. He's working with the meter. He has almost at 2 bars and just about gets it. Has wall pressure. What's he going to do? Oh, no, wasn't a clean hit. Wasn't a clean hit. Goes for the hop kick. I think he was reading crouch jab. Both players jockeying for position. Shaheen with his wall to the right. You have to make use of the tools that track in that direction to force your opponent away from the wall.
Nice step and done.
Interesting choice of combo. This might come back to hurt him. A rage drive, rage art will kill him.
Oh, okay. That's excellent. Should be evening up the rounds with this one.
And he does. But we're going to the last round of this game with 2 bars on Kira's side. How will he make use of it?
About to get crazy.
He does have access to a 10-frame launcher if he decides to go for the 1 DP punish. Uses the first bar for that Moonglide cancel. We'll get to the wall here. What's for Oki?
Oh, these pokes. Oh, nice float. Go to the low.
Still has to have that one bar to work with. Has the EX uppercut ready at hand.
The rage drive used up now. No more rage. Back against the wall. This is a hard one. And that's it. Goes for the mid.
And he won with 2 bars. He didn't even need him.
Used one. He just recovered another one. Please nerf Eliza bar, apparently.
Alright, so Kira takes the first game over Sin. Will we see the character switch?
I don't know. Like, he did pretty well with that. It was just some minor decisions that cost him. But overall, like, he made it to final round, you know, first game. It's not too bad. Maybe switching to another character may not be the best idea, but, it's, you know, we're not there. You know, it's really what they think. But it stays with it. Good job.
But he wants that infinite.
That's a good idea. Very good idea.
He doesn't like them walls. He wants.
You want to get away.
He wants to be loose out there in the field versus Eliza. Doesn't want to deal with that wall pressure, that mix-up. You know, it takes away a lot of the uses for her meter as well. So that's something we can pay attention to throughout the set.
Yep. All right, let's go.
Round 1.
She having a snooze.
Fight.
Oh, I really like the way he used that. If you watch some Shaheen players, they'll like to use it at the start of the round just to test you, see if you want to duck. Obviously, you have more health to work with at the start of the rounds, and it being minus 13, some characters don't get a great punish on it.
Good patience. Running up, jab check. Ooh, the mid.
I really like the way he's using forward too. It feels like pretty much every single one hits because he's using it in the timing where his opponent is approaching. Nice duck there.
Yeah, he wasn't scared to duck that time, even though he got tested at the start of the round with 4-4. He's like, well, you're probably not going to do it again. So here we go.
There's that down 3. One of Shaheen's best tools does get the launch. It is minus 14 with cancel or with stands or without stands. So very good recognition there by Kira.
Delay hop kick.
Max damage punishing. I believe this is
Swaggy
84
combo.
damage. That's a
swaggy
ton of damage. Goes for the low from the sneak stance. Kira does have 2 bars. Will he make use of it? Decides not to use it. Goes for the crouch jab. Trying to get a counter hit combo there.
Oh, wow, that was sick.
Absolute psychic hop kicks.
Madman.
KO.
That was perfectly timed. Excellent job there by Sin.
1 round apiece. Going into the 3rd.
He starts off heavy. That could have been very bad. Had two bars as well. That could have gone very poorly.
The risk reward for that move in that situation wasn't really the greatest because there's no wall. If you wanted to cash in on a mid, I think a hop kick or an orbital might have been better.
Yeah.
Regardless, the decision was there. Kira decided not to bite. Does have those 2 bars once again. I feel like we've seen so many matches or rounds where he's had 2 bars and hasn't had to make use of them. Since with that 1, 2, 3, does have rage once again. Trying to mix up with that down back 2. Doesn't want to commit to the rage drive very early, considering Kira has so much life. And there it is, the rage drive does connect.
Yes. I don't think I've seen a single slide this game.
And he might be scared to do it because of the jump.
Went for the reset.
Nice break.
Break on the 1+2. The lows are coming out.
We've got 10 seconds left on the clock. Both plays down to about 10%.
Oh, and there's the EX.
What a way to take it. Kira on set point right now. Can Sith bring her back?
Fight.
Waits in the back a little bit. Doesn't go for the offense at the start again.
I feel like Synth has to play more aggressively.
Yeah.
He's going for these small pokes, but Kira is just taking, you know, every chance he gets, he has these big launches and the big forward 2s. I feel like his timing is just really good right now in this set versus Synth.
Forward dash.
No punish. I think he went for a crouch jab DP. That would have been the optimal punish on that, but the range might not have made it work. The pushback on the down 4 rather.
I feel like Synth hasn't really given Kira much of a reason to duck. So there's a lot of things that Shaheen can do, but the opponent needs to duck. He hasn't done any slides, not too many lows, just kind of playing turtle in defense, waiting for Kira to make a mistake, but it's just not happening right now.
18 seconds left on the clock.
He's fishing.
Synth has to do something here.
Oh, if he can get this, he could turn this one around. Okay, nice float.
Oh, and he drops it! That was a pivotal combo.
Oh, and that could be it.
Kira takes it over Synth 2-0.
Damn. Well, stuff happens. That was he put up a good fight. I think with a slight adjustment in change of style or change to his style, he could have brought it back for himself. But fortunately, that's the way it happened.
What I want to point out there, I think was very important was that every round we were watching, it felt like Synth was playing from behind, and he was just looking for a rage drive comeback. Whether it hit or not doesn't matter because it was always from behind. Kira just one step ahead, and you don't want to play like that, especially with a character in Infinite Stage. In Infinite Stage, you want to get the life lead, work with that, and do what you can. And didn't work out in his favor.
Definitely. All right, so coming up next after the break, Group G, we'll have Uncle Ben versus Coldheart. So we'll see you guys soon. So Coldheart is from Serbia, and obviously Uncle Ben from Thailand. So we'll be back and bring you that Tekken action. Left in the 11th annual eSports World Championships Thursday slot. So right now we've got Thailand versus Serbia. So we've got Uncle Ben versus Coldheart. We haven't seen Serbia and Coldheart on stream today yet, but we have seen Uncle Ben, aka Jun. So we'll see who he goes with this time. So Uncle Ben last time went with
Shaheen.
And Coldheart we have not seen yet. So we'll see how he goes.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Coldheart was last year's representative for Serbia as well.
Okay.
But as we were talking about Uncle Ben, he did pick the Shaheen, but we've also mentioned that he does have a repertoire of characters in the name of Geese and Negan in the back pocket, ready for whenever he needs them.
Yep.
Maybe he's saving the tech for the next stage.
Maybe. He heard. It looks like he heard you. He's just laughing while he's. Yeah, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, sometimes you got to keep something in your back pocket for the higher levels as they go on. You never know when you'll need it. They're chilling there, just getting prepared. So his Sheen was pretty good last time. He was pretty dominant, if I recall.
Sorry, I just want to say the name Coldheart kind of sounds familiar. I think he's a 4 player.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but it kind of sounds familiar.
Ooh, neither. The opposite. I don't know what the opposite is, but I think it's that. Here we go.
I mean, it might as well be the polar opposite.
Coldheart does sound familiar, actually.
Yeah, it
now I'm
does.
thinking about it.
Anyway, we got the Forgotten Realm, so we got those floor breaks.
Let's go. Alright, Serbia out here to show their stuff. Let's go.
Round 1.
She came to fight. She's in that spandex suit.
Yeah, it seems kind of uncomfortable. Like, I don't know. It's not for me, but let's see what kind of combo he's got here.
Woo! I think he wanted that 4.
Oh, he wanted that style. Nice low parry. Wow.
Gotta get it this time. What's the combo? Standing 3 into the 3.
Oh, he went for the setup. AK, is that you?
Those kinds of setups are really good if you know for a fact the opponent will tech. But it leads to a ton of damage if they do tech. And
A lot of time it's muscle memory. They'll just be tapping that to get up. And it's like, oh, gotcha. No punch
I know from
there.
first-hand
No
experience.
break. Ooh, could that be it?
KO.
Okay, that started off very dominant from Uncle Ben, but Coldheart just clawed his way back. Excellent float. Couldn't quite salvage that one.
Too far for the second hit of that. Sorry, the first hit of the down back 2 to connect it.
So you'll see a very different way of Shaheen. Last match we saw with Sin, there was no slides. This time we've seen a couple slides already from Uncle Ben.
Oh, caught him pressing buttons. Big greedy. You gotta wait for that string to finish, man. Gets that wall smash with big damage.
Alright, see, gotta pick up here.
Goes for the Oki from the forward 3+4 into the slide. Puts Coldheart in rage. Rage drive comes out instantly. Hits him out of the air with the down forward 4. Well done there by Uncle Ben. Ties it up at 1 round apiece. And this is the third round. We're already at the bottom of the stage. No more floor breaks.
They're loving their floor breaks, man. They want
Clean
that damage.
Tekken. Goes for that back 1. Changed to +1 in Season 3. Just checking him, didn't want to make use of the plus frames.
Poised in the distance. He was ducking here and there, just maybe went for a slight. Oh, nice duck.
Yeah, he recognized the duck on that string, didn't get the launch. Was given a second chance and gets launched this time.
Surfboard. Could this be 7 golden letters? Oh, not quite. Nice duck.
Okay, he's ducking that string now.
Crushed low.
Nina with rage.
Oh,
The back roll catch!
Oh, here we go. Alright, can he finish it up?
He's dead.
If he does it right, boom. Excellent. That was hype.
That back roll catch was a counter hit as well.
Press something.
Something had to have happened. Oh, well, he just didn't block.
Oh, that block could have gone a lot better, but didn't finish it. So they got a low parry for his trouble.
Goes for the 3 into the Scorpion Sting.
Oh, these low parries are coming out of nowhere.
I think Uncle Ben has picked up on something. Does have wall pressure.
Oh, we're going to see another one. Oh, this is going to be hype. Let's go.
Can he make another comeback? Drops the butterfly combos.
Gets
That's
the chop
a
flow.
nice piece.
Alright. Final round, first game. Can he bring it back?
He made great use of Nina's sidestep too. It's one of those tools that is extremely evasive, even though it's just, you know, a launcher from sidestep.
Yeah.
The fact that she steps into it after the sidestep makes it even more so evasive. It gets you out of situations where you otherwise couldn't get out of.
Stop the slide with the jumping kick. Good option.
Cold Heart playing very reserved right now. And now he's finally going in, getting those plus frames, trying to work his work Uncle Ben's life down, trying to make a comeback here. Does have wall position, goes for the hop kick, nice punish there by Cold Heart. Goes for the plus frames. No duck on the forward 3 so far in this set.
Oh, that's a good punish. Oh, he's still out.
The down forward one. See, that spring forward really came back to haunt him.
Yeah.
He was holding forward maybe after being unexpectedly knocked down, spring forward, got hit out of it, wasn't able to use the rage there to make a rage comeback. And it worked out in Uncle Ben's favor.
Alright, let's see what they do in the second game. Maybe he'll switch, maybe he'll just change stage, I don't know. You notice Uncle Ben has the sticker that was given out at the Tekken World Tour Finals, the Heihachi one.
Yeah, the Rev Mage.
The
Oh,
Thai
sorry,
style.
not Rev Mage, just TWT Finals,
Yes,
yes.
that tattoo artist made that sticker especially for that event.
Sticking with the Nina, going to that abandoned temple stage. I think this is the first time we see this stage on stream.
Yeah, I think so.
لا أريد
Let's go.
إيقاعك لكن سأقاتلك إذا اضطررت.
So this stage is very wide. Both characters have excellent wall carry. I think Nina, comes out on top just slightly.
Do you
Can
feel
he-
that?
Can he make use of that excellent wall carry? He's got a combo. Will he get him to the wall?
Do you feel that there are any moves that Cold Heart is using that he could maybe use more to get a little more out of these sets?
I feel like it's the same thing when we had the Ana play on stream. More down forward ones could be used like this to create a situation where you lock down your opponent. If you're focusing too much on using big moves, you're probably just checking for timing or something like that. But the down forward one can be used to check your opponent, see how they react, and then enforce the mix-up. Hit him out of the rage drive with that back foot and takes the round.
Round two.
Uncle Ben up one round in this second game. Sidesteps the upward one. And I really like that adjustment to the combo. Noticed that Cold Out was off axis. Used that full one to get him on axis.
He's fishing, just coming in with that down back two, waiting something. Ooh, went for the parry. Alright, eating the mix up now.
Oh, that was a good mix-up. Cancelled the back 2-2 string. Good patience there by Uncle Ben. Goes into the slide.
Low parry, block, low. Oh, went for the poison spit setup. Close the round out now.
That was extremely fast while standing too.
Yeah, dropped it like a sack of potatoes. Just like, oh, could make comeback. Oh, boom, elbow.
Alright, Uncle Ben on match point, set point.
Here we go, second last match of the day.
See, there's the down forward
Third
one.
last, sorry.
Gets count hit out of the back 4. This should be big damage and should get him to the wall with the down back 2-1.
Could this be 3 rounds straight?
Uncle Ben playing a lot more in control this game compared to the last one. The other one was a lot more even in terms of move controlled neutral, but our Uncle Ben asserting his dominance.
Nice. Jab shoot too low. Oh, the mix-ups are coming. Oh, the poison spin!
When those hit, it's pretty high.
Yeah.
The poison speed, acid spray, however you want to call it, can be up to plus 33 frames.
That's
So
crazy.
you get a lot. Gets the
In
combo.
a best case scenario, that you can just get a free rage up.
Big damage from the wall combo. Down forward 1 on into crouch jab.
Uncle Ben does not want to give Cold Heart any more chances.
Oh, he saw that. coming.
Salvages the combo even after the down forward 2. Oh, Cold Heart not giving up without a fight, but risks that with a high. Uncle Ben was ready with that elbow, and that closes it out.
Uncle Ben played really well in the first match rather. But Uncle Ben picked up on a lot of information that Cold Heart was, throwing out there. Timings on on lows, so he started low parrying them. Timings on highs in strings, and when he wanted to cash in on them, he started ducking them. Things like this, and also hitting him out of the rage drives didn't really help him when he was trying to come back. Stuff like that, in the end, just shows you how fast some players can pick up on habits. And I think that was really good for Uncle Ben. Well done by him. That is the match for now. We'll be having another match coming up soon. The next match on stream will be Australia versus Indonesia. Synth back on stream versus Meat, who we've also had on stream earlier. We're going to take a short break, and after that, we'll be back with more Tekken7 action. Stay tuned. Gentlemen, welcome back to your 11th annual IeSf Tekken7 World Championship. We're back. I'm back with Brown Man. We are getting close to the end of the night, but we do have 2 more matches for you, and those are 2 spicy matches. The first one will be Australia versus Indonesia. Both players we've seen on stream before. Synth representing Australia, and we've got Meat back on stream. Synth early on stream had been playing some Shaheen. We thought he'd be playing Akuma.
Yep.
Decided to stick with that Shaheen pick. Meat, shown that he plays Jack, shown that he plays Feng. He's got more characters in the back pocket. And I'm curious to see how this one turns out. So for this matchup, since we've seen both of these guys play on stream before, how do you think their styles will work in this matchup? Who do you think has the upper hand? Who do you think has some sort of advantage or some sort of thing that they could apply in neutral or in the game in general to give them that upper hand that they need?
Honestly, in terms of specifics, it's a bit difficult, but I could say Meat definitely has a lot more experience than Synth does, especially at this level. So I think a lot of it's going to come down to that, and Meat's poking and just fundamentals are extremely strong. Synth is very strong as well, but I think Meat is a very difficult contender. You're going to see a lot of whiff punishes from Meat and a lot of pressure. Definitely that's his style. He's gonna feel like, oh, we got Brian versus Gunner. Oh, come on, man.
I reeled back in my seat a bit. I did not expect that. We got a Brian versus Ganryu?
Who?
Is this legal?
I don't. Who's?
Yeah, I don't know who's
Synth.
who.
I think Synth has to be Brian. I guess he's on P1. I've never seen him. I don't think I've seen him play Brian.
They just flipped the script. No one saw this coming.
Did they just go random select? Like,
Is this a button check?
I remember Synth used to be a very strong Dragunov player. I don't know why he doesn't play
Okay,
him
so
anymore.
it is Synth on the
Yeah,
Brian.
that's interesting.
This is not a character pick I expected.
And
from
Meat's just like, yeah, Gunry though. Yeah, as we mentioned, Meat is a multi-character master, so let's see how it goes with this. He's a legacy player as well, so he knows all these basic Gunry stuff that you can apply.
Synth. One drops the combo. He went for like the big boy damage, but I think you want to do
4-3-4.
No,
Oh,
crouch dash. Sorry, yeah, crouch dash 2-1 instead in that situation.
Oh no, you mean crouch, quarter circle back 2-4?
No. At any rate, Ganryu with the life lead here takes the first round. I actually haven't seen this preset.
Round 2.
Really?
No,
Oh, okay.
I've never seen this preset. Very red, if I do say so myself. He tried to punish with 1 2. Ganryu's 1 jab is actually 12 frames, but it's +3 on block.
Nice counter there. Alright, gets the head. Not the super heavy one. Oh, he's got. Oh! Oh my god. Oh, that was sick. Nearly had it there.
He's using a lot of that down forward 2+3. It's at least -15 on block.
Stomps on it.
But he's using it like it's
Oh,
safe.
and that's gonna be the round.
That's a lot of damage. He didn't want to go through the 20-second rage art.
That taunt back 4 into jet upper that could have happened would have gotten that round, but unfortunately, sometimes you make those misinputs on the easiest part actually.
And you see Meat going for the follow-ups to the down forward 2 there just to make sure he makes it safe. I think Synth has to pick up on that, start ducking the follow-up highs, and then launch, because right now Meat's just shown that he always commits to the follow-up. He doesn't want to, throw out an unsafe mid-launcher.
Oh no.
There's that forward on +2, big damage will come, and the forward 3 to end it. That forward 3 is an excellent move. Plus frame advancing mid, there's a knockdown, obviously a lot of damage, and Meat using it really well. I felt like the main 2 moves he used in the entire set were like down forward 2 and down forward 2+3.
Yep.
So just mixing up between a mid and a low, both unsafe, but because of the way they were hitting Synth, there was no reason for him to stop using them.
Yeah, definitely. Super basic Ganryu style that he used. Not to say he couldn't go more complex, but really he just felt, okay, I'm comfortable with these moves, as you mentioned, and just stuck with those, and it worked out. Synth was playing actually pretty good, but now he's switching back to Shaheen. Let's see how this goes. See, Meat is a strong Brian player, but I don't think Synth plays Ganryu. So the knowledge, there might be a gap between there.
And we're back in that Domo de Serio.
Let's go. Oh, look at these cutscenes.
Round 1.
That's so deep.
The classic Doskoi quotes from Ganryu. Gonna get him to the wall. Volcom goes for the Oki into the Death Fist. Just the fear of having that Death Fist as a wall bounce must not make you want to duck at the wall. Probably gives Ganryu a lot of free lows and mental frame advantage against a lot of players.
Oh, that low is so hard to do.
Nice duck there.
Nice.
He played it patient, he knew something was coming, didn't want to get hit by a hop kick, a rage drive, or a rage out, just played it safe, and took his chance on that duck. The classic duck after forward 1+2.
The traps, the legacy tech.
Yeah. Look at this gameplay, just using so few moves, but using them so well and aggressively, just to stifle your opponent. And 7 golden letters for me. With this Ganryu pick.
He's making Synth just too scared to press any buttons, but he's not pressing buttons, so he's not getting any damage.
I think if you don't really understand how this character works, you're just going to get run over, and we can see that's happening here with Synth. Synth is one of those players that started late in Tekken Tag 2, so I don't know how much experience he has against this character. And just like that, meet on set point.
That was quick.
Yeah, and Synth's already in rage. Can he bring it back? 38 seconds left.
A little bit of health to work with. Let's see if we can do so. Oh, nice block. Press anything in. Meat was ready for that.
Meat takes a quick 2-0 over Synth. Indonesia over Australia. Well done there. No, I don't know what to say. I think he just run him over because he said, you know what, I don't think he understands Ganryu. Yep. And that just worked out.
Yeah, he just decided, okay, this. You're not doing anything about it? All right. All in.
That's pretty much it.
That's all he needed.
He went from using down forward 2 and down forward 2+3, making it a bit safer. Changed the low out for a down forward 3 instead. Went for the back 2-1 mix up for his mid. Did it work out? Did it really change it? Who knows? But it worked out in the end for him. That's what matters.
Yeah. So Synth, good stuff to him. He's been on stream twice. Worked pretty hard there, but yeah, just did not have the knowledge for that one. So hopefully he'll go back and study for that matchup, and in the future I'll be ready.
So after this, we have one more match for you guys, and you want to stick around for this one because we're gonna have Korea versus South Africa coming straight after this break. Stay tuned.
eSports World Championship from IeSf. So we've got everyone's favorite, Nee. He will be playing off against South Africa in the form of Mrs. Charlize. So Nee with Korea and Mrs. Charlize with South Africa. That'll be the final match of the day. So hopefully we get a spicy match here to heat things up. You know, everyone, thanks for staying with us this long. If you just joined us, thanks for joining. If you left us a while ago, thanks for watching this VOD. But hopefully we start this one soon. How do you think this one's gonna go? What character are we gonna see from Nee?
We saw from Nee. Man, who the hell knows? Dude, this guy rolls a dice, a dice for a side for each character in the game. He somehow found somewhere to buy that and just rolls.
It's like a 40-something sided dice.
Or he uses a random number generator on his phone or something. It's like eeny, meeny, miny.
They should make an app just for him. It's just like his face is the logo, and you just click it, and all it does is you just press the screen and it just brings up a random character every time.
Honestly, I think it might be best for him to use that character that he might be using tomorrow.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we just see a Steve just stand and keep it simple.
I think he's been going more. He's favoring that Steve pick.
Yeah.
Favoring the There's one more character he's been using a fair
Paul.
bit. Yes, Paul. That's the other one. So it's like Paul, Steve, and like counter pick when you need a counter
I miss
pick.
Doujin. What happened to those days?
Evo.
Yeah, but like when he was like Rock and Doujin, like long sets.
Well, right now he's just doing himself. Picking Steve and Paul. I think are characters that do well against most characters.
Oh, here we go. We did call this before, didn't we? We got Eddie though. That's surprising from Miss Charlize. Let's see how that works out for her. But we've got Leroy, the first one of the day.
AKA Leroy, AKA Leroy Smith,
Leroy Jenkins,
AKA Broken on Release.
All right, here we go. Let's see. We gotta see. This is good. I think this is one of the first times we're gonna see a top player use Leroy in tournament. Let's see how he does against Eddie.
Yeah, so Misa Charlize did start with Katarina in her previous match.
Yep. Oh, that's slippery kicks. Oh, it doesn't finish it though.
See, even Nee gets hit by those.
Yeah, man. Oh, not anymore. You get first time he gets hit, second time he blocks, third time he parries. He just went straight to step 3 and again.
This Leroy pick though, I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I wanted it.
Oh, there we go. Oh, here we go.
expecting
Combo
it.
video time. He's been practicing. See, he went back to his hotel before just to practice Leroy.
Damage. Oh my god, these new combos. That spike into the follow-up, you can't do anything about it. And I've heard if you press buttons when you're spiked like that and the follow-up, in a floor break stage, it'll break the floor and you get another combo.
Oh my god, that's broken.
Look
There
at
we
this
go.
damage.
Oh, and the step.
Using all these strings.
Oh, that parries into the mini punch.
I'm sure most
Rage
people
up.
haven't even seen
He's
this.
gonna parry this? There we go.
That was.
No, I'm
that
done.
was
Alright,
godlike.
players,
That
I'm
was
out.
sick.
See ya.
Round 3.
Pack it up, boys.
Fight.
Come on, man. Why are you doing this?
Goes for that orbital. That orbital is actually -3 on block. One of the best moves that he has in his arsenal. Gets that wall combo again.
Again? Oh, uses. Is he just doing a Leroy exhibition right now?
Brings out the cane. You know, you gotta do it once per match. It's limited to once per match. You gotta bring it out when you want it.
Look at his face. Those are the eyes of a dirty man. Can't believe we've done this.
Man, Leroy is still like so fresh. Like even though
He's also fresh.
There's been so many videos on Twitter and on social media showing what this character is capable of, but there's still so many things I haven't seen with the character.
You know what Nee probably did? He's probably got his phone, opened Twitter, put his hand on it, closed it, like, and then his eyes just roll back into his head, and he's like, just downloads all the information, and that's how he learns a character. All right, oh, we're going Miguel. What?
She plays a few characters.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
And Infinite Stage.
Yep.
Doesn't want to. Well, she didn't pick it, but now she doesn't have to deal with Leroy's wall game.
Have to deal with everything else, though.
Yeah, after we saw that wall combo, I mean, I wouldn't mind Infinite Stage myself against Leroy.
All right, here we go.
Round 1.
I gotta admit that parry on the Rager.
Yeah, I knew it was 100% like there was no animation coming from me, so I'm like definitely gonna parry this.
Look at these strings. I think that's down 3-2,
It's gonna be 7 golden letters.
and it leads to the Hermes.
And
stand.
there's the parry. Knew that was
Oh
coming.
my god.
Yep.
That's actually so sick.
That's the thing. Nee's good with timing, so if you got obvious timing, as far as he's concerned, is parry like this is just gonna come out. He just intercepted that string. Oh, not parry that time. Didn't break the grab.
See, that would have been a parry timing.
Yeah.
Because it, on plus frame, gets that hell sweep. I wonder how much damage that is. It looks like it does a fair chunk. No duck on the second hit.
Oh, okay. That's a float.
And Leroy's down forward one's actually -1 on block, and it's still
Oh.
an extension.
There we go.
Down forward 1-1 being
It's
-1.
very hard to punish that parry as well, so you can just afford to throw it out. Oh, jeez.
That was a lot of damage. I didn't even know what string that was.
What, 2-1, 2
3.
something something.
Fight.
There's a lot of buttons. That's all I know it was.
Oh,
First
there's
was
no
plus
parry
frame.
there. Was that jail?
No, there's no jail.
Oh, then yeah, I have no idea to do it.
I don't think you can parry the 1-2-4. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Mini
Wow,
conversion.
okay. Oh, wow. Did you see that?
Yeah, the down forward one low crush. Was that off axis? I'm not too sure what happened there. Down through two into the hermit again.
String.
He's just losing it.
Oh, well.
Alright, that was pretty interesting to see Leroy played at that level. I haven't seen it before. You know, all these moves, these new moves, down 3-2, down forward 1, down forward 1-1, down forward 1-4, using the hermit stance, using that parry very effectively.
Damn. Come on, Nee. Why are you doing
This-
You're getting demoted to elbow. You're elbow for now.
This is like day 3 Leroy. Can you imagine this character as the game, you know, more and more things are explored with the character and the game, you know, is fleshed out with the character. The neutral game, people find out this works, you can do this here. Like, just imagine so many things becoming so strong. Like, all I needed to see was that wall comment. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a lot of damage, and all
Yeah,
these strings.
that was. He was just testing, I think, at that point. But you know, it is what it is. We kind of called this, but we're hoping it wouldn't happen. But we're gonna
Ladies
close
and
it out for
gentlemen,
today.
that will be the last game for day 1 here at IeSf 2019 for Tekken7. We will be back tomorrow with another day of Tekken. But as for now, I hope you guys all enjoyed the matches. Tomorrow we'll be back and we'll be playing Group A. We'll have the first match, Vicious CRC versus Frizen from Poland. And until then,
11 a.m.
at 11 a.m. Korean Standard Time, we'll see you then. Take care. Alchemist, joined again by my co-commentator Brown Man. We're back for more Tekken 7 action. We're up to day 2. We're finishing off the group stages first off, and then we'll be moving on to the group stages. So first of all, yesterday we went through many of the matches for the group stages. We saw pretty much every country on stream representing their, you know, their style of play. Out of all the countries, who do you think shined the most?
I want to say probably Saudi Arabia. They did
Saudi
pretty
Arabia?
well. But of course we also had Nee and Doujin, so they shine pretty bright. But they're kind of just like the regulars. Like, you know, seeing the Sam brother have some interesting play with his bob was very interesting. But yeah, it was. I think that was my favorite one.
I think the highlight last night was the last match when
Oh
Nee
my
picked
God.
Leroy.
Yeah.
and I saw things that I had never seen before with the character. Obviously, because the character's new, but there's many things I wasn't, I hadn't seen. So it was just fresh.
Mm.
Obviously, we'll have a lot more matches, and Nee will still be on stream later today.
Yep.
Obviously, one of the fan favorites. The first match we have today is actually Costa Rica versus Poland, and that should be coming up very soon. We saw both players on stream yesterday. Frizzin representing Poland playing that strong Steve, and we have Vicious CRC from from Costa Rica, and I believe he played Lars and Miguel.
Yes. I think Costa Rica did play Lars and Miguel. We had a lot of Miguel and a lot of Lars yesterday.
Very
That's just a
interesting
big
to
boy.
see,
Yeah. But I'm interested to see how he does on day 2. Well, obviously, we didn't see the matches that happened off stream, but there could have been a lot of things that happened that were unexpected. Because when you're on stream, sometimes you get nervous. We spoke to some of the players yesterday, and they said they did get a bit nervous on stream. So they could have done really well in pools, but we just didn't see.
So these matches will still be first to 2 as long as we're still in the group stage. We still have a few matches left. The points from yesterday will carry on, and depending on the result today, we'll know who goes on and moves on into the top 16. Top 16 is going to be intense.
Oh yeah. It's
So
gonna be stacked.
we've had a first to two format, or best of 3 format, however you want to call it, for the first day. When we move on to top 16, we got the best of 7. I think that changes the entire playing field.
Yeah, it's a completely different game at that point. All right, yep. So we've got the groups here and the countries in them. Again, we do have 2 pools, Group D and H, that have 5 players in each. But right now, we'll be pulling from
It's from Group A.
Group A. Okay,
Yeah,
yep.
so we're going straight from the beginning.
All right, and remember, guys, there's 2 people from each pool that moves forward. So that'll make the top 16. So there's no winners or losers bracket. It's just basically if you make it out, you make it out, and then you start fighting from there. So let's see how that goes.
We saw Mr. Good from Chinese Taipei in Group A yesterday. Also had a good showing with his geese. Yeah.
Definitely.
So definitely some strong players in that pool, and we'll get more good, strong Tekken players obviously on stream now.
We saw a good number of character switches yesterday. Like I don't recall seeing that many in that number of matches in a long time.
Yeah. It's interesting because obviously there's some players we don't know who they play. So I want to know what the mentality of switching characters is mid-set, especially in the first to 2. Because in the first to 2, sometimes you want to maybe use the first game to get some information, and the second game, third game, you'll use that information to try and capitalize on the mistakes your opponent's making or the patterns that they have, and with that, take the set. But some people decide to switch.
Yeah.
Maybe they see something, a pattern, or like something that the opponent is trying to exploit, and they say, you know what, this character is better for dealing with this situation. And I think that sometimes is the case with the character switches.
Yeah, for all I know, we could see maybe 3 character switches potentially in these future sets. That'll be really a strategic thing to see. I'm not sure how many characters some of these people play, but it was good to see character variety.
I also want to point out, I'm pretty sure we're going to see more Ganryu and Leroy today.
Oh yeah.
People have been showing that they like to play those characters. We had both Meat from Indonesia, Doujin from the Philippines pick Ganryu. We had Nee, obviously from Korea, picking Leroy. And there was one more player that picked Leroy. It was, I don't remember who it was. At any
Okay.
rate, the match should be getting started any minute now. Once again, it is Costa Rica versus Poland. So, based on the characters we saw yesterday, if it's Miguel versus Steve, something interesting about the matchup is Miguel in Season 2 or Season 3, I'm not exactly sure, received a massive buff to his punch parry from Savage Stance. It's a full launcher, it's safe if I'm not mistaken. It has early startup, I think on frame 3 or 4. So that's something Steve has to look out for, especially in situations where Miguel transitions into that Savage Stance. And he does so from many of his moves. Stuff he uses in neutral, like a down forward 1, like a down back 3, a while standing 1. Many moves. So with Frizzin, if Vicious decides to go with that Miguel, that's something he has to keep in mind. You can't play over aggressively, otherwise you're going to get yourself punch parried and comboed to death.
His damage is crazy, and with buffs like that, it makes it just as you were kind of saying, just very scary to play him in that sense. But let's see what they do with that today. Prison looks pretty relaxed right now. Vicious CLC just getting a bit of help there, getting this underway pretty soon. We've got a lot of matches coming up today that I'm very excited for, not just in the pool stages or the group stages. I'm really looking forward to really the top 16, because that's, as we mentioned before, that's really going to be where a lot of these players get to kind of let go of a bit of the stress. Like, they're made to pass the first stage. You got a bit comfortable, and now you can really show what you've got. Now after that, we have the quarterfinals. That's, we got continuing the best of 7 format, but that's going to be pretty intense. We'll see how that one goes, and obviously best of all, grand finals tomorrow, and just top the top bracket tomorrow. So that'd be pretty interesting.
Going back to the matchup at hand, I also wanted to discuss Steve, also one of those characters that has excellent long-range punishment. He's got that Sonic Fang, he's got that forward 1+2, he's got the forward 2. He's always been one of those characters that can consistently punish Miguel's Savage down forward 2, and that's a tool a lot of people like to use as a mix-up in Savage stance. That's if Vicious picks Miguel like he did yesterday. I mean, he could pick, like we said, he could pick out a character that we haven't seen yet. We've seen so many characters.
Yeah, like, honestly, low-key, I kind of wanted to see a Leroy come out for no reason in particular. But we'll see how it goes. So a lot of these players are actually, just due to the way things work, they just have to play, even if they kind of technically knocked out already, they still have to play to complete the brackets. But that also gives people an opportunity to maybe stray from a character they may usually pick. They may go with someone where it's like, well, I'm pretty good with this character. I wasn't really confident with them in the major tournament, but maybe I'll try them now. And for all they know, that could be the point where they find out, okay, I can be successful with this character. So having that kind of circumstance can, help you improve.
Also, something to note is, on day one, we didn't actually get to see the United States play on stream. And I'm looking at the schedule here, and we do have a match where the USA will be playing. So for you guys at home supporting from the USA, Anakin will be playing on stream later today. I'm looking forward to that.
That's actually the second match?
Yes.
Ooh,
so very
stick
soon.
around.
Anakin obviously coming off on that top 4 finish from TWT Finals, playing an amazing Jack these days. He just seems to get better and better and more consistent as time goes on. I want to see if he can continue with that form into this tournament. I don't know how well he's done so far in the round robin, but I would assume he's doing really well, considering he's been playing, out of this world recently.
Yeah, it was just in the TWT, did super well, like coming straight, coming straight from there to here. Like, I would assume he's still feeling hot, so let's see how he goes. He's walking around, he looks pretty confident, like, he looks pretty happy. So let's hope that translates into a good game.
And I think a lot of people have that idea in mind. A lot of people here are coming straight from the TWT finals, whether they were in the top 20, whether they were doing the LCQ, whether they did well or didn't do well. They're looking at it as a way to either continue playing as well as they did there, or to make up for playing poorly at the event or something. This is like a redemption arc of sorts for them. So I want to see, people at this point, they've known that, so this patch is, like, it's still fresh, and there's a lot of things happening, especially with Ganryu and Leroy coming out. So many things are changing. People are changing the way they're playing, the way they're approaching the game. We've seen a lot of different character picks, and I really like the fact that people are just trying to find a way that works to play in the current season, because many players talk about the game changing, and it is. You can't play it the same way you used to play in Season 1 or Season 2. Many things change, and I think the people that adapt to the way the game is changing are the people that are doing the best in the game.
Yeah.
And I think Anakin's one of the best examples of that. He's changed his style. I don't know what he changed, but he's playing more aggressively. He's doing things differently, and it's just working out for him.
Like, there's a shift in the way the game works. Some people have been talking about this, where it used to be a very movement-centric, defense-based game. You can get big rewards from being super defensive. But as time went on and the changes that were necessary to help get Tekken out there were made, offense became, I think, the forefront of the gameplay, which is very exciting to watch. You see that when you watch it. It's just basically instead of someone turtling all the time, they're forced to take a more offensive position, make some take some risks, and make make some big moves. So when watching that, it's just a completely different experience. But when on the other hand, the player then has to adapt, as you mentioned. So there's players that were super defensive previously, now they're struggling because maybe they don't have that in them. It's not naturally their style to be super offensive, but they have no choice. You need to adapt to overcome. And look, plays like Knee, one of those all-round plays, they can do whatever they need to do. But yeah, we'll get this match underway. So we got Costa Rica, Vicious CRC versus Prison from Poland.
I'm pretty sure Prison will stick to Steve. I don't see him playing another character. And obviously, me being a Steve player, he's one of my main characters. I do love watching a good Steve.
Prison is definitely one of those. So see how it goes.
So we saw both of these guys play yesterday. If I remember correctly, Vicious had quite an aggressive playstyle.
Yep.
Sometimes it worked out really well, sometimes it got him killed because he would overcommit and overextend.
Oh, Josie. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, interesting pick.
Not too bad against Steve, I think.
Oh yes, I remember he played Josie for the first game.
Alright.
Now I remember. He was the one doing down 3-4s and he got a lot of counter hits with them.
Oh, okay.
Against Mr. Good because he would button after blocking the first low.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Yes, now I remember.
Round
That was
one.
at the
Fight.
audio stage, right? Yep.
So this matchup is really interesting because Steve's Rage Art can punish Josie's Crouch Dash 3. And that's something you have to keep in mind when Steve does have Rage. You can't overcommit with that Crouch Dash. We're starting off the match. There's that Crouch Dash 3, and there's that down 3-4 we're talking about. Vicious CRC has shown that he likes to use that move. Drops the down forward 2 combo. Gonna get warmed up for that combo. Nice punish there. Goes to the down back 3-2. Trying to pressure with those stances. Now playing the waiting game. Doesn't want to overcommit. Gets the power crush. One hit away from taking it.
Vicious CRC originally trying to stay out of range. Oh, the trade. He was trying to stay out of range, but just as he came in to take that risk, got copped.
That was a very ambitious jab by Prison, but it worked out for him. Forward 3, going for those plus range and the knockdown mid. Could get him to the wall here. What's the combo? Doesn't get the 60% ender. Prison in rage. Doesn't commit to the 3-1-1 and the low to close it out. Vicious CRC gets on the board, ties it up at 1 round apiece.
Fight.
Starts with the 1-2-1. Trying to pressure him with these strings. Crouch jab to stifle the pressure.
Vicious CRC making a lot of good calls here on some of the evasion, but just not able to get what he needs from it.
Goes for that down forward, trying to mix him up with that switch stance.
Oh, running in and out of range. Very good movement here from Vicious CRC.
Caught him pressing button. I'm still trying to pressure. We see that Vicious CRC has shown that he likes to do the crouch jab to stop Steve's pressure. And that's something a lot of people use against Steve. And I think Prison has to pick up on that and when he likes to do that crouch jab. And there's that down 2 to take the 3rd round for Prison. Up 2 rounds right now. Trying to pressure him once again. I feel like, both players are just taking their turn to pressure one another. And Prison gets that big counter hit with the back 1. Sonic Fang ender.
Couldn't get the second Sonic Fang there. Still decent damage on that combo. Alright, see, you notice Prison just sidewalked a little bit to put Vicious back at the wall. But now there are sides that are at the wall. Let's see if we can get this wall break real quick. Back sway into the heavy low.
Oh, he misses the follow.
Ah, there you go. Prison cops out. Prison gets that one.
Prison takes the first game. So the interesting thing about that is I feel like most of the damage that Vicious got was from lows, like crouch dash 3, full crouch down forward 4, down 3, 4.
Yep.
And obviously when Prison was attacking when he shouldn't be on strings, so like 3-3, I think hit him twice. The second hit, he got hit with successive hits of string. So I think he should slow it down and focus on pressuring, but doing safe pressure and focusing on trying to pick up on the crouch dash time. Vicious CRC gets that back 2, should get him to the wall here. He's up 2. Doesn't finish the combo. He had a Gatling gun there. 1-1 for the wall pressure.
Oh, again, very good call on the evasion, but just cannot get what he needs from it. Gets blocked every time.
Nice right weave into the wall bounce Goes for the combo and the down 2 to close it out. Very well done by
Good
Prison.
momentum from Prison right now.
Fight.
3 rounds straight for him right now. Goes for that down forward to the homie move to keep him locked down. Doesn't want him moving around. Trying to push him to the wall with that pressure. Vicious work his way out.
These low jabs are doing a lot of work. Oh, gets the evasion that time. Nice launch.
Yeah,
the
catches
elbow.
in on the mid. Fine.
Oh!
Well, I don't know about that. Goes for
Nobody call Harada. Let's go.
He went for the full string that time. I think that's the first time he's completed the 1-2-1-2. And as I was saying,
Refuses to duck on those.
most of the damage he's getting is from these big lows, and it just shows there. Gets that round once again, puts himself on the board in this second
Again.
game.
Oh, and cashes in. Very nice.
Alright, see, these mix-ups are really working. He's not even doing switch stance mix-up. It's the crouch dash mix-up that's really working.
Even a basic. Oh, rocket punch hits while getting up. This is a very bad position to be in. Let's see if we can get out of there. Nice.
It's the literal corner, but he works his way out. 1 frame too late on that punish. He moves -13.
Oh, is he going to go for it again? Do it, man. Just do it.
Oh,
Oh, goes for the mid.
Alright, the crouch jab doing work.
Round
These
down-
low jabs are doing a lot of
Down forward 4, one of Josie's best round-ending moves. A very long range mid. There's that 3-3. You need to be ducking that. That's only -1 on block. There's that crouch jab. Comes out once again. You need to be ducking that 1-2-4.
I feel like we're going to see a low parry from Prison soon for all of those low punches.
Yeah, well, that's what he has to pick up on. There's that 2 throw, no break by Vicious. Decides to stay on the ground. Good choice for him. Doesn't get hit with the Oki.
Nice break.
He does break it, but it puts Prison at the wall. Regardless, he works his way out. Can he break the wall for him?
Weird action.
Down 2. That's 3 rounds taken by down 2. I don't think I don't think Vicious has picked up on Prison's lows to close out rounds yet, or at least he's not trying to block them. Maybe the timing's a bit weird. Last time he blocked that switch stance 2, he did down forward 2. This time he did nothing. He wanted to check, which I really like. This time he goes for the
These
crouch
lows
dash
are
3.
doing so much damage right now. Half his health is gone. No break.
He's gonna stay down again. He should be doing the down back 2 if he expects him to stay down.
Oh, the second time we've seen that this tournament. Double pressing a button on the last hit. Oh,
Rage Art. Will this hit? And no, it won't. Prison takes it over Vicious. CRC 2-0.
Damn.
Poland over Costa Rica.
wow. All right. Well, that was pretty good. Honestly, I think Costa Rica was doing pretty well. Vicious CRC basically had a decent idea what was happening. Had character experience, I could tell, but just couldn't get the reads that he needed. But he was doing a lot of low pressure that was really getting him basically 80% of his damage, but just couldn't close it out. He couldn't adapt to cash in on all those situations he was building up. But well played by both.
I think if you look at it based on what happened in the match and how Frizen won most rounds, he didn't really counter hit Vicious that much, which means Vicious was probably scared of get back 1, down forward 2, so he was trying to play around them. And when he had the chance, when he felt like no button was coming out, he went for those lows and the mix-ups and whatnot. I think because he might have been playing around counter hits too much, he limited his options in neutral, and I don't think that's always a good choice. Most people, when they verse Steve, they think, you know, back 1 is like the be-all, end-all, so they'll play around it until the end of days. They'll like do high crushes to no avail. And then they're just there standing. They're like, you know, I've limited myself to like 3 or 4 moves. So what do I do when I need to do something that doesn't high crush?
So you've locked yourself down.
You have to understand, yes, it's a very strong move, but it's 13 frames. It's a high, it doesn't have the best range, but it has a good hitbox. So if you attack, it has an extended a hitbox where it'll reach further. But if you're moving around, it'll likely whiff. And the change in Season 3 made it recover 2 frames slower on whiff. So if you expect a back 1, read the timing, dash in, duck, dash in, sidestep left, sidewalk left, or stay out of that range to deal with it. If you read down forward 2, you're just going to get hit by like 15, 16 damage if you're walking. If you sidestep block, or if you stay out of range of both options, it becomes very difficult for Steve to open you up in neutral, and he has to overcommit to lows like down back 3-2, because the full crouch down forward 1, yes, it starts a lot of his mix-ups, but you can just hold back and keep backdashing to get out of it. Most characters cannot backdash out of consecutive lows from that stance, but what you can do is just force them to keep doing the lows, and then they'll eventually try and do a mid. But at any rate, very well done there by Frizen. Takes it over Vicious CRC.
Are we gonna go to a break for this one?
And yes, we will be back very soon with a match that everyone's been waiting for. We'll have USA versus Namibia coming up after this short break. Stay tuned.
Back at the 11th eSports World Championships from IeSf, and we've got a spicy match for you coming now. For the first time this event, we've got Anakin on stream. Red Bull's Anakin, representing the United States of America. And we've got him up against Zamibia.
Sorry, it's Namibia.
Jesus,
It's Zubscop from Namibia.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, I just put two words together. Zubscop from Namibia. So, this should be an interesting one. He played Miguel yesterday, and Anakin will 98% play Jack.
Yes.
If we see a Leroy with him, we'll just walk up on the stage and slap somebody. But we'll see how it goes. So, how do you think this one's gonna go? What do you think? Obviously, Namibia is the underdog in this match. What do you think he needs to do to get some edge on Anakin?
The main thing is if we assume he's going to be versing Jack, and he's going to be playing Miguel, he has to watch out for a range where down back 1 and down forward 2 will be a threat.
Yeah.
Miguel has an excellent backdash, especially for a character of his size. He wants to be moving around, moving left if Jack is approaching. He's got that down back 1. He's got that forward 1, which was obviously nerfed in Season 2 in terms of tracking. He wants to get away around that, or get around that. Also, at the same time, trying to sidestep block to avoid getting hit by that down forward 2. But we've seen Jack players start using running 2 a lot, which is the overhead chop. And that move tracks completely in the direction you want to be stepping Jack in neutral. And it's a move that Anakin kind of popularized with the character.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you have to play around these tools, but you also have to have a read on when they want to use them. Obviously, the core tools are like the down back 1, the down forward 1, and whatnot. But they'll always use these situational moves based on how you're reacting to them. So I think Zubscop has to pick up on these things, these timings on these moves that he might see coming out, and that's when he'll want to strike, get a counter-attack in, start his pressure based on plus frames from down forward 1 and Savage Stance. And I think that's the way he might want to approach the matchup.
Yeah, definitely. I spoke to him yesterday, and I was telling him, to just relax with this match. He didn't. He's versing one of the legends, right? So he felt kind of not the most confident about it. But I told him, look, at this point, you play a player like this, you got nothing to lose. You can let go of that stress of like, oh, what if I win? What if I lose? It's like, if you think you're gonna lose, that's fine. Then just swing for the fences and just see how it goes. Because sometimes I've seen many times when people have had that attitude of like, well, I might as well expect to lose and just see what I can do. And sometimes they come out on top, or they put on an amazing performance. So let's see what he can do with that today. So we've got everyone's favorite stage, everyone's favorite background music. Let's go with this one.
Telepath night. Extra emphasis on the night.
Double season on the bottom.
I think the way Anakin is starting off is playing very aggressively, and I like it. He just wants to rush Zubscop down, test his defense against Jack, and gets into the wall with that wall parry. Goes for the jump over setup. Just jabbing him to death.
Ooh, nice low parry, let's go.
Oh! The off-axis.
Oh, couldn't close it out, but that was sick. Damn, see, he's doing alright,
One thing to note is Miguel does have a consistent punish with Jack down forward 2 with that forward 1 plus 2 of his. Nice combo there from that 2 throw by Anakin. Punishes the top hit. He's got wall pressure now. There's that break right behind him. Zubscop working his way around that wall break. Doesn't want to get comboed there. That's big damage. They can hit back 1 there. Goes for the Oki ender.
Let's go. Let's go. He's got strong momentum here. Break on the 1 plus 2. Power crush.
Does have rage. Will he make use of the rage drive? He does have that debugger, and there it is. Debugger takes it. Anakin 2 rounds straight over Zubscop.
Zubscop doing very well. His offense is pretty strong right now.
Just too sharp. Ready for that down forward 1-1.
Against the top level players, you cannot risk blows sometimes.
There's that running
you will
2.
pay for it.
Does have wall pressure once again. Zubscop trying to work his way out of there with those jabs, with those down forward 1s.
Just out of range. Very good spacing from Zubscop. Oh, and catches it that time. Anakin was determined to get one of those in, and he accomplished that one.
this
Not a
was
bad
his,
matchup
yeah,
at all.
we saw this yesterday as well.
Mm.
This was his secondary character. Law, I think, better against Jack than Miguel.
Yeah.
Obviously has that 14 frame 3
4
plus 4
bicycle kick.
yes, to punish his downfall
Round
too.
one.
Also one of the best whip punishes in the entire game. And Law overall a very well-rounded character, has many tools to keep Jack in check in neutral. Mainly that standing 4, which is the counting launcher.
Oh, he's
at
going
eye
ham
level.
right now. Oh, nice launch there by Anakin. Yeah, so Law's pressure is extremely good, and to avoid a lot of it, you need to step, which Jack does not have the ability to do for a lot of situations. So if Subscott can take advantage of that, he could definitely cause Anakin to make a lot of mistakes.
Round 2.
Anakin takes that first round of his second game, goes for the downfall, no punish by Zubscop, he was not ready there, and then low parry. He's going to get him to the wall here. What combo will he do though? Just shy of it.
Oh,
The
Cossack
Cossack
kick.
kick. Oh, no respect.
Oh, stops him right there. It's like, nah, you ain't getting that last hit on me, son.
Alright, down back 1-1 hit.
Oh, and the flip kick.
Round
All right,
3.
Anakin on set point right now. Ooh, back 4. Cossack keeps coming out and Anakin's determined to get a few things in, and he's working really hard to get them.
That's one of the few moves that's one of the moves that you don't really see often, but when you see it, sometimes you're confused and you do get hit by it. Goes for the wind-up punch. Can he end it here? Subscop does have rage. Can he make a comeback?
Oh, here's the pressure. Nice step. Can he get a launch? Oh, unfortunate there. All right, so that is 2-0 to Anakin from the USA. Namibia with Subscop losing that match, unfortunately, but one of the legends. What can you say about that one?
Very strong showing by Anakin. As we were saying earlier, he's coming off a very strong performance from the Tekken World Tour Finals, and it seems like he's continuing with that form.
Yeah, definitely saw a very confident play there. There was a few things he wanted to abuse, and he just went with it.
At any rate, I feel like Zubscop just couldn't keep up with the pressure. He just didn't know how to deal with it, and with that, Anakin just rolled through that match. And with that said, we will be back very soon after a short break. We'll have more matches for you, so stay tuned. We got another match lined up for you guys. We got a really good one in the works. So both of these players had a really strong showing yesterday. The first one, PBE Doujin from the Philippines, picking that Ganryu, that day 1 Ganryu, showing us what he could do with it. And he'll be going up against Mexico's Divine Exorcist, who played Claudio. And his Claudio steamrolled his opponent. I don't remember who he was playing, but he played really well yesterday.
Yeah, definitely very good. He
And
knows
so
his character.
I think this match is going to be very close based on what we saw yesterday. I think both players have their own styles. If I remember correctly, Divine Exorcist played very, very aggressively when he had that Starburst. And whenever he did have that, he did try and enforce the mix-up. If you don't know how to deal with that mix-up, you're going to have a hard time against him. And obviously Doujin, he's going to play whichever character he feels like. He's shown that he has that Ganri. He's shown that he has, pretty much any character he wants to play. Now, which character is he going to go for is the question. We are in Group C, and we'll be seeing...
Nice pun.
the Philippines versus Mexico, as they say.
So I'm
Starting
not sure if they coin flipped or what happened, but I feel like they're on opposite sides that we maybe expected. So could that maybe one of them wanted a particular side and they had to flip or something? I could be wrong, but that may play a factor into this match. Like if someone wanted a side and they didn't get it, that may cause an issue.
Picking sides in Tekken is actually very important, and more so than people think about. For example, it's not always about what side you prefer to play on. For example, Mishimas like Kazuya and Heihachi, because of their forward 4 being a very strong tool in neutral, it leaves the opponent crouch. But because they're on player 2 side, they cannot sidestep to the foreground, which is the left side, which is the weak side of Mishimas, making moves that follow up that forward 4 much more difficult to deal with. So we have to think about it from a strategic point of view. Now, whether they did that in this case for that reason is hard to say. But what we can say is Divine Exorcist did get that P1 side, and many players covered that P1 side. They prefer it because of the fact that many people at home that play Tekken over the years have just gotten comfortable because they play P1, they play by themselves. And they're just practicing on P1 because that's the default side.
So Divine Exorcist, he may have good character knowledge overall. Definitely Doujin does, as we've all seen. But if Doujin chooses a new character, that may pose an issue for Divine Exorcist. He may not be ready for a Gunri or a Leroy.
I'm gonna go off tangent a bit. Doujin's stick. What do you think about that color combination? The blue and the green.
He likes what he likes, I guess, you know. He's really like, he loves the green arcade, maybe.
I don't know, man. It's a bit interesting. It's not bad, but it's certainly not for me. Alright, so going to the first game, and Doujin going with the Julia pick. The Julia pick.
That's interesting.
I want to know why.
He must be like, alright, I have a particular mindset against this player. I saw the player yesterday, and this is what I need.
Julia, one of the few characters that can wall splat Claudio after he does his down 2-2 on block because it is -12, and Julia does have that 12 frame knockdown with full crouch down forward 2.
Divine X is doing very well right now.
He's
Good
playing
pressure.
exactly like he did yesterday, very aggressively, trying to get that starburst, trying to enforce mix-up. And there's the hop kick, the first one off the round, and it hit.
Yeah.
Divine X.
Stamps that first round hard. That's mine.
Fight.
Alright, this Julia pick, let's see why he picked this. Right now, getting that launch on the running 2, nice duck, into the combo, finishes the string.
Good running. No break on the grab. Very unlike Doujin.
Interesting Oki on that throw.
Nice pick up. Went for the hell sweep. Got the second hit.
This should be it. Interesting choice. Goes for the war drums. Ends the round regardless. He can't be dropping those combos, especially if it's a pivotal point like that. You might lose rounds for those mistakes, and you can't be doing that. Very good recognition of the stream.
Oh, season 2 actually. Not bad.
Interesting combo choice again. Goes for the war drum, gets the wall split, backdashes into the reflow, and the big damage with the blue spark. Divine X is in rage, uses it. What's he gonna do here with this wall pressure?
Just waiting for that opening.
Using that side step four and the recognition on that move by Doujin, blocks it in time and punishes.
Fight.
Up 2 rounds to 1 right now. Goes for that standing 4. Oh, he caught him out of the hop kick animation in the early frames. Should get into the wall here while running 2-1.
Oh, the damage. Oh, look at that. Oh, doesn't duck the high one. Not really for that. Nice combo. Let's see what it does on wake up.
Interesting choice to go for Oki there. Getting big damage from that side step forward into the plus string. Commits to the mid, gets punished for it. Uses the blue spark.
Oh, can you bring it back? This could be anyone's match. One launch and it's all over for either of these guys.
The second hit, that's still catching people. You know, speaking of Lard, Doujin was actually a Lard main, but he hasn't been playing the character for a while, so he definitely knows this character. He really likes the character. We just haven't seen him play in a while.
Round
Alright, let's see how
one.
this one goes. Is that on
Fight.
Lard?
There's that down forward 3, try to send a message reminding him that you lost because of this move last time. Goes for the orbital, one of the old reliable supplies. Perfectly spaced war drums by Doujin.
Nice duck. Alright, should take this one to the wall. Oh, okay.
That wall combo has excellent Oki for Julia.
Another one.
Slightly too delayed on that war drum.
Stomp on him. Goes for the wall flip. Oh, that could have been big damage. But the wall was there, so it's not the most risky thing in the world.
No.
Back turn damage, yeah, not much.
Even if it's just a back turn combo, it's a very situational combo. And you have to know the combo for it to hit and the timing for it. Excellent punish
Another one.
on the down back forward there. I find it really interesting the combo that Doujin is doing. He's starting the launch. He launches, then he does a standing 2. I don't think I've seen that before with a Julia player.
Oh, look at this damage. 3 hits. Went for the low grab. Stylish.
That was very
Again.
And those down back balls are just not working right now. I think every single one has been blocked by Doujin.
It's like 3 or 4.
Divine Excess has to be less greedy with the lows. Maybe use a generic low or a down back one to start his pressure. That down back wall is just being blocked.
Oh, missed the stomp. That could have been big damage.
Alright.
He's on his last life right now.
So you see he's using that back wall. It's because Lars can't move away from the wall in that direction, and it becomes a very easy launch. He doesn't have to dash up for the follower. Gets away from the wall with the wall jump.
That's the Filipino setup.
So he's using that back four again. Easy combat and plus strength. That's +1 on the block.
Oh, he finally hit one. Let's go. Can he bring this one back? Or try to go for the jump over setup? And that should be the conversion to there. Running off. Boom. Alright, got that JC sneaky.
Very well done there by Doujin. With that Julia, I don't think anyone would have called that, but right now, can't really call his character pick.
This guy, he's a literal RNG of characters.
Something interesting to note, almost no 50-50 with his Julia. No bow and arrow, no while standing ones, no while standing 3. It was pretty much just all punishing the mistakes Divine Excess has made and just playing around those and waiting for things to happen and just punishing for that. So very well done there by Doujin. Takes it over Divine Exorcist. That's Philippines over Mexico. We will have another match for you guys coming up from Group D after this. It's going to be Sevlan from Iran versus Mr. Expendable from Israel. And we'll be back after this short break.
Yes, sir.
World Championships. And I'm back here with Brown Man doing some commentary for you guys. We got a great match coming up. And I'm sure you guys know these two players. We're going to have Japan versus India. We're going to have Take representing Team Yamasa versus Tejan, aka Tehan. In the wise words of Marsha Obama. Alright, so we got a really good match for you guys. Right now, I have no idea which character Take is going to pick. He's shown that he wants to play Kazumi in Season 3 again. After all this time trying out different characters, he went through Geese, he went through Steve, he went through Claudio, he went through Paul, he went through so many characters. But I think the character best suits his style is that Kazumi.
Yeah.
There's one external factor that has been mentioned, the Brian buffs. Take, known as a Brian player for the longest time before Tekken7, will he bring out that Brian?
I hope so, man. Like I loved watching his Brian back in the day. It's sad to see that he hasn't been playing him so much, but it is hard to get success with Brian, so I don't blame him. But I'd love to see a return with Tejan though, or Tehan. I'm not sure if he's going to use Asuka today. We know him as an Asuka player, but he does use a lot of other characters.
I think he's an Asuka and Nina specialist.
There you go. Yep.
But he also does have a Xiao Yu.
I think he has an Elisa as well.
Yes, you are correct. Actually, that's the character he's been using more so in tournament recently. I think it's because of how strong Alyssa is right now.
She's like, if you know, you know. One of those things where she's one of the best characters in the game, in my opinion. But there's different factors to that. But her movement is top 3, top 2 easy. That's a major factor of Tekken, right? But yeah, we'll see how they go. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Kazumi-Alisa match, honestly.
Perhaps.
But I wouldn't mind seeing Asuka versus Brian. Ideally, that's what I want to see, but we'll see how they go.
We haven't seen Take's Brian in a long time. You know, Brian is one of those fan favorite characters. Anytime you do get to see it on stream, a lot of people are going to be excited about that. And we are going into Group E. This group does feature Japan, Egypt, Finland, and India, so a very strong pool.
Oh yeah.
And we'll be getting this match underway once again. Take versus Tejan.
We've got a lot of sponsors on Take's shirt. Lawson's though, the fried chicken gods.
I don't actually know if these guys have played before in a tournament. I swear I could have.
I don't think they've been enough to. They've been at enough tournaments together to have come across each other.
What about Rev Major? No, was it Rev Major?
Tejan wasn't there.
C Major.
C, but I don't think they played at C.
Oh, and he's going with the Steve.
Ooh, and Elisa. Alright.
This is actually an interesting matchup because Steve is pretty good against Alyssa because of one thing. He's not pretty good against her because of one thing, but one thing he does have is his while standing 1-2 will always punish her lows at every range consistently.
Okay.
And that's something to keep in mind. Like down back 3 at tip range is very hard to punish for some characters. But Steve, always got that while standing 1 on check with that punish.
But this caliber of match I would expect coming from the, you know, first to fourth stage, or like, but we'll see how we go.
Also, when it comes to like a really in-depth analysis of this matchup, Steve actually doesn't deal well with chainsaw stance. He cannot weave most options. He doesn't have a generic low from crouch, so he cannot interrupt the chainsaw pressure after destruction stance down 2 on hit. Sorry, down 1 on hit. So there's a lot of things to keep in mind. But right now, Tejan just going straight off the bat with this pressure. Take in rage. Will we see that win button come out? There it is. Gets those plus frames. Has wall pressure right now. Putting Tejan in the corner. And the
jab, kick. Alright, Tejan feeling himself right now. Let's see if he can continue this momentum. Take though, probably studying very hard right now, trying to figure out, okay, where are the openings? What do I need to do to shut down Tejan?
And that's one of the key tools against Steve with Alyssa, that standing for a homing move. Does really well against weaving the button. Nice sidestep into the duck there to the while standing 1-2 punish. Got him ducking and pressing buttons. Gets him with the second hit on that fuzzy string.
Doesn't get the full wall combo, but still back to the wall is very dangerous for Tejan. Take on the verge of 7 golden letters. There it is. Very nice.
Pressure at the wall. Tejan could not get away from there. You have to use your strong movement with this character to maneuver away from walls.
Another counter hit on the last one. On the last hit of that. Okay, back to the wall again.
This is
no
not
damage taken by Take.
This is not where Tejan wants to be. This is what got him killed last round.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to get away from this wall. Right now, he's trying to fight off the pressure with buttons, but this is the scariest way to do it against Steve. You want to move around, and you want to sidestep block to create distance.
Especially with Elisa, she excels in that area, so you might as well utilize what she's got. Step block, and just get out of there. But this stage is a bit smaller than some of the stages, so Take has a lot of room. Lack of room to kind of push Tejan into.
And right now they're at that stage where the stage stretches out its furthest.
Yeah.
The character with the furthest wall carry can take advantage of this distance.
Win button, let's go.
Low plays waiting. 8 seconds left on the clock. Goes for the down.
Very nice. Chops low.
Absolutely no respect. Goes for another low. I respect the no respect.
Because that could have been like low parry death, but he's like, nah, I got this.
Gets the counter hit back one. I think that's the first one of the set. We'll get into the wall here. Goes for the instant flicker combo. Does still have 100% life. Has not been touched this round. Will we see another perfect Take right now?
Against 7 golden letters.
And that's not what you want to get hit by. Gets the rage drive. This is still going to be a very hard comeback for Tejan. Does not have rage for that comeback factor.
Jumping kick for one more hit. Tejan will lose this round if he gets one more hit on it. Very patient.
Not wanting to overcommit, goes for that back one.
Excellent vigorous.
He had to go for something. He had a timing read on Take pressing buttons, wanted to low crush or high crush. He went for it, didn't work out, but he has to keep in mind that that kind of decision might help him win another round. No break on the 1+2 throw there, gets the 10 count. Will push Tejan to the wall once again. Tejan seems to have trouble getting away from the wall with movement.
Got away that time, very nice. But again, it was buttons as opposed to movement.
Nice block on the shoe shine.
Had a lot of time to react to that, wasn't the distance.
And in rage once again. We're up to the final round. Can either player make use of their rage to close out this round? And the rage drive by Tejan takes it the first game over Take.
Very nice.
The way that started, I thought Take was going to take it.
Oh yeah.
After that first round where he got the 7 golden letters, I thought he had the
second
momentum.
round.
Second round where he got the 7 golden letters. I thought he had all the momentum he needed.
That was a big turnaround. Good job. Hey, he's very happy about it. Look at him. Like, yeah, I did that. Look at that cheesy smile. He's like, yeah, boy.
We take those.
We take those. Take those W's, man. Take's like, man, I'm going to mess you up, man. Let me think about this for a second. Stick with Steve.
He changed the Mishima building. I wonder if this is for strategic purposes or he just likes this.
Maybe he likes it.
I will tell you something though, this stage has killer tracks.
Oh yeah. Most of the stage has killer tracks. Some of them do not.
Round 1.
Alright, let's go.
Second game of this set. This is still first 2. Tejan with the upper hand.
Yep. Oh, okay, he knows that situation. Would a Sonic Fang have been a better...
It doesn't always option to
Oh, okay.
What you can do is dash back 2.
Oh, okay. Is that like so the best coverage?
You can get a launch, but you have to time it.
Okay. Ooh, didn't let it rip. Did not believe hard enough.
He does have rage once again. No break on the 2 throw. This is a very, very bad situation for Tejan on the ground. Uses that rage drive, goes for the low, and nice duck by Take. He was ready for that. not dealing with any of those mix-up post-rage drive from Alyssa.
I see a slight style change or adaptation in Taki. He's working a bit slower now, a bit more methodical it seems. Just waiting for Tejon.
See, there's that move Steve struggles against. That low from destruction set. Very, very strong move. Alyssa's chainsaw is very deadly in Season 3 and in Season 2 also.
Ooh, power crush through that. Hits him when he's on the ground. Mid. Okay.
He does have rage. Both players in rage.
Challenge.
I feel like every round, both players are in rage.
Yeah.
They're just whittling away at each other's life bars until the very end and run it down the clock.
Ball.
Trying to pressure him with that weave into the Peekaboo. Much scarier in Season 3 because that 1-to-1 chain.
That was interesting. He got out of the way but was not ready for a punish.
Tejon down to about 40% life, close to getting that rage drive where he will try and make a comeback with. Gets the counter, drops the combo, you have to be ready for that. Gets the flicker too. Nice side set.
Oh wow, look at that float. Very nice.
Really good Oki here for Tappy.
Nice stuff.
With rage. We'll see a rage drive come out.
Jab. Oh, the lows are coming. Oh, again, that same one.
See, he did something really good there. Most people expect him to use rage drive because he has rage.
Yeah.
So, and it's a mid, so why not just go low to mind game them? Then they're going to be scared of the rage drive, and he just went 3 lows in a row, and they all hit, simply because of the mind game.
That's one of the powers of just having rage.
Yes.
People have to think about it now. That really gets into people's head. You can really mess with that.
So he's not confident in the combo, he's going for the easy combo. It's still decent damage, I believe it's 38 damage if you do.
Oh, floats him. Alright, alright.
Very well done there. Playing the character because of it.
Yeah, that shows you they're not true Steve players. Fair weather friends. Alright, we've got no walls now, so we'll see a lot of excellent movement here, so make sure you're taking notes.
This type of stage favors Alyssa more so than Steve because Steve cannot enforce his mix-up as easily when a character is moving, especially a character like Alyssa with such great
out of
back
it.
dash.
She's like, ladies, I'm gonna head out.
You know how hard this hit a down back 3 on Alyssa when she's moved on infinite stage?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Range is so short, she's already 30 meters away.
Using that back one is a very good tool. Alyssa does high crush Steve's back one because it starts, I believe the high crush starts on frame 8, so it's very, very early for a high crush. Very good range drive there, and the low parry on the down back 3 too.
Now, how do you feel about Take's current attack game where he's just kind of starting with the down 2 strings and the down forward 1 and just keeping it super basic? Do you think that's going to work out for him?
I feel like the way he's using down 2 and down 2-1 and that string itself, you have to condition early on. I didn't see him really condition with it to make the last hit that scary. So I don't know how much Tejon cares about it right now. Gets the combo into the Oki, nice
Flips
flip
him
over.
over. Pops that. Yeah.
That's a lot of damage from that attack
Painful.
if you get hit by all of it. See, there's that down 2-1.
Remember, she's made of robot, so she's like solid, hit you in the face.
But as you can see there, Tejon was not scared to press buttons on down 2-1. So now Take has to keep in mind, you know, he's buttoning on my last hit. What do I do?
I don't think Tejon's just scared to press buttons. I think that's just a fact. Oh, down 2.
I think now of any round is the time to cash into the full string of down 2-1-2. Because it's up 2 rounds, he's shown that Tejon has shown that he likes to button at the end of the string, and I think Take can take that risk, especially with this much life. Though speaking of it, Tejon working away at that life bar, just chipping away at him.
Take has not done a single. That's his first low of that round. I think he was betting on Tejon to start ducking, but he would refuse. So now he's putting the lows back in there and hoping he'll do it.
Well, he was expecting a whiff punch with that back 4. That back 4 by itself is actually -12 on the block. So many people don't punch it because of follow-ups.
Oh, Superman punch. Let's go.
Does have rage. Where's that win button when you need it? Take
There it
throws
is.
it out, and the rage drive. Perfect timing. Takes 3 rounds straight in the 3rd game.
Yeah, that crowd
over
loves
Tejon,
it. The
and
crowd
the crowd
loves it.
loves it. Take's got some supporters down here. Very well done there by Take, bringing it back after being down the first game.
Yep. All right, that was pretty good. I gotta say, good work by Tejan. He had a good game plan going in, but didn't change too much. I don't think. Take, kind of he didn't change too much either, but he just changed a few things. Like his move repertoire was relatively small. Kept it simple, just changed the timing, and just kept trying to force him to duck. But Tejan just wouldn't duck that much.
Even though Take conditioned Tejan to button after down 2-1, he'd never cashed in. So even if the set went longer, he still had a lot more juice.
Yeah.
You know. But with that being said, we will be taking a break. We have another match coming up for you guys. After this, it'll be Sweden versus Saudi Arabia. It'll be Adamo versus the Sam brother, who we've both seen play. And we'll be back after this short break. Stick around.
See you soon. IeSf, we've got a cracker match coming up for you guys. We have got Adam O, or Adam Zero from Sweden versus the Sam brother from Saudi Arabia. This one's going to be a good one. We know the Sam brother uses Bob. I don't know who Adam O is going to use.
He's a Master Raven player.
That's right. There you go. So, Master Raven versus Bob, most likely. This will be an interesting one. They're both super high-level players, so this will be a pretty good one.
Mr. Adamo, I believe most people, his most recent performance at a tournament was at a Copenhagen event that they had. I think it was a dojo event on the TWT, and he made top 4 if I'm not mistaken. And he had a match versus the Phantom, who's also a Master Raven player. I believe it was a Master Raven Mirror. I don't remember who won the match. I think he won it. But regardless, he made top 4 at that event, and that was his best recent showing. We should be getting to that match soon.
Right.
This is a match from Group F.
Yep.
So we're going all the way back to Group F.
Alright, let's go. I love the Sam brothers hair. It's just so uniform. It's like I don't know how you do that.
The first time I saw it, I thought it was a hat.
It's pretty sick. Like I couldn't do that with my hair. My hair's like too curly and stuff. Like that's like a solid. Whoever his barber is. So I wanna flip up the front fringe and like, is there like snacks in there? Like it's like, because I don't know. It's pretty sick. It's just I like the shape. Now, but Adam O, not as impressive hair, but I have heard he's.
I don't know about that. I think it's subjective, man.
For my taste, his hair's not as impressive, but I hear his Master Raven is excellent. I like that little. Oh, come on.
Talk about that Master Raven, though.
Well, just trust in your characters. What is wrong with you guys? Come on.
The Leroy Smith.
Alright, let's see what he's got for this one. Let's see. Oh yes, Sugar.
My favorite thing about Leroy Smith, the character, is when you do like his max damage combos that involve the dog and the cane. They're called sugar cane combos.
Oh my god.
Makes me laugh every time. And going with that preset, I haven't seen this one.
Oh, so I guess you know what? I guess Adam O must have caught wind of Sam Brothers' apprehension towards towards Leroy.
Yeah, very few players have experience against this character, or legitimate experience. So if you do know how to play him, you can probably abuse a few strings here and there. Sam Brother showing no signs of lack of knowledge in this matchup so far.
I don't think he's giving an opportunity to be abused.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
Just offense. It's first to 2, so you just gotta let it rip.
I'm interested to see which pokes Mr. Adamo uses Leroy as his main tools for neutral. Well, he doesn't need pokes when he's got an orbital. He's got that combo. Look at the damage before the wall break. That's the hell sweep. See, I don't even know if that move is cross frame block or not. Sam Brother in rage. Will he make use of that rage rise? He goes for the down forward 1-4. That move is +6.
Man, I don't know why he has extensions from his godlike down forward 1.
Yeah, so his down forward 1 is one of the best ones in the game. It's -1 on block. He has the 1 follow up, which is also -1 on block, and he has the down forward 1-4, which is mid.
Why are you doing this, man? Why are you doing this? Oh, very nice. Catch him on the hell sweep. See what kind of combo we get. He's gonna set up Loki here.
Oh, just stays on the ground. The Sam Brother really likes to use those ball mix-ups, but he rarely goes low. It's almost always
the power crushes are coming out, but he's hitting every hit.
Oh, again, nice. Went for a different low. See, that was a really good choice, because if he didn't low parry that, he might have thought it was the same string and then tried to punish, and then there was the third hit to get him pressing button. We call that insurance.
Yeah.
You're investing in something. Gets the back turn combo into the follower.
Well, the pressure's coming.
Goes for the mid this time. I don't know if Sam Brother's ducking or he just doesn't know there's an extension yet.
I wouldn't blame him if he doesn't know.
Trade on the orbital there in neither player's
Oh, here we go.
Gets that while standing.
Man, they're getting hype over there.
This might be it.
Finish it. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that combo.
Yeah, the unscaled damage on that last hit.
Final
Excellent.
round.
I believe it hits at 70%, so it's a chunk of damage.
Ducks the back three. Oh, the orbital. At it again. Nice. He does. He's been labbing. He's been labbing. Oh,
Oh my, look at that combo damage.
Oh, the hell
and
sweep.
the hell sweep. No
oh,
respect.
nice. Man, that was excellent.
That's going to come back to bite him. That hell sweep was a bit too greedy. Nice break on the 1+2 throw there.
Oh,
Yeah, launch
nice
punish.
money.
The twin pistons punish.
Damn. All right. I'm sure if we cut away to the Sam brother, yeah, he's not happy.
You know, Adam, his master recommend's pretty good. so is
God
so is Leroy.
You proud of yourself, huh?
I didn't know he was gonna play Leroy. Like, this whole time I was preparing for Raven.
that was good. That was, but he definitely knows the character enough to
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's made. He's like,
I
What
think
do I
out
do?
of all the Leroys we've seen, he's looked the most comfortable in the character.
yeah. Well, there was knee, but knee's just being knee. So
Yeah,
he's just,
Yeah, he just did some things.
yeah. All right, let's go again.
Geometric plane, one of the
Time
rarest
to take
stages
out the
actually.
dragon.
Part of me feels like
let the
Adamo's
show
gonna feel himself a little bit and try to use the
Round
dog at some
one.
point.
The dog?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, we haven't seen that yet. Well, I wonder what the startup on that dog is. It's forever to come out.
30 minutes.
It's got that RNG where it doesn't even hit sometimes.
Why would you add RNG in Tekken? I don't know, but it seems to be going well with the fans.
There's that down 3-2, goes into Hermit stance, it's a great poke, but it is low high.
From my minimal experience, I found that stepping Leroy right seems to be not bad overall.
KO.
But obviously, the Sam brother is not going to be aware of any of that. He's just going to be moving back and forth for the most part, and or catching that orbital.
That orbital is definitely one of Leroy's best moves. -3, low crush, launching mid,
Overhead.
excellent
Ooh,
range.
look at that step. Oh, nearly let it rip. But let it try. Very good job there by the Sam brother.
That's a bad situation to be in for Adam. He wants to get away from the ball, otherwise he's going to have to deal with that 50-50.
Imagine Bob. You're fighting Bob. You just see that man just do a running three.
He might be dead.
Giant man. Oh, didn't let it rip. I see no reason why he wouldn't just do the
Round
1+2.
I think he was out of range for the last hit.
Fight.
But by the time you recover, would you be 100?
Probably.
Okay.
Most of it. Back to 2 combo. I think he thought he didn't have the right distance, the height at the wall to get the max damage.
I actually haven't seen any 1+2 punishes. Like, especially after this combo.
Ah, yes, you are correct. I was about to say he hasn't thrown out many
Let's go. Okay, 2 rounds to 1 right now. Sam brother trying to make a back. He needs to even up the score if he wants to live on.
The Sam brother's doing a lot better now that he's just doing small pokes rather than, trying to wave dash into a mix-up and get launched with orbital, which was what was happening before.
For a little bit, he's like, okay, maybe I'm going to try to defend for a bit. But he's like, there's no point. I don't know the character enough. I might as well just go ham.
There's that stomach. Doesn't commit to the second hit, goes for the orbital.
Oh!
Oh my
Nice.
days, that
Wow.
Loki. He has so many wall combos, so many different wall combos, wall options.
Oh, the mid.
Didn't catch him ducking.
Oh! Okay, here we go. Hell
Oh,
sweep!
hell sweep.
Ooh, okay. The Sam
Sometimes
brother.
you gotta have that
You
killer
gotta do it.
instinct.
You
You
gotta
gotta do it.
Because that was the set right there. If he had got that block, GG.
He knew he wasn't gonna duck. He saw that. He could see the future. He's got that 20/20 vision.
I've noticed here and there the Sam brothers trying to step, but he's getting very tentative about that because the back force from Adamo are coming out in force. So it's really stopping him from trying to figure out which way he should move. So it's just going to be a back and forward match. But I've noticed Adamo is stepping a bit, so because obviously he knows Bob, right? He's had experience, so he knows when to step. But it's just really making it hard for the Sam brothers.
See, I
right
really
now.
like this decision to go to an infinite stage. I feel like most of the pressure and the damage
Yeah.
that the Sam brother has gotten has been at the wall,
Time
especially on
to take
Oki,
out the
where he gets like a
dragon.
health sweep mix-up
Now,
or wall pressure
the
or
show
some sort of
begin.
Oki or tech trap
Round
that
one.
he's just not familiar with.
Fight.
And Leroy's backdash is actually excellent.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, like, I don't know why they gave him such a good backdash.
Well, you want to make use of it, obviously, in this matchup, especially since you want to stay away from Bob's pokes or stay out of range of his jab.
Adam O is definitely staying within range on it constantly. He's like just out of whiff range and he wants to stay there. He's not just backdashing to tomorrow.
One thing I would like to see, I think Animo should definitely use more strings because I don't think the Sam brother will be that familiar with them.
Oh, the parries! Oh, Parry on the string. Nice step.
Orbital heal hits him straight out of the throw attempt, takes the first round in this third game. Animo with the upper hand right now.
Oh,
Goes for the
literally
full string.
Get up kick.
See, this is the situation. Yeah, there's the strings. That's what you should be using a lot more. Start your pressure with these strings. See if you see where you can get that counter and that back three launch. Big damage and the combo.
He just back 3'd him while he was rolling.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was still a lot of damage.
On the mid, let's go.
I think he thought he was
time.
Will he go low?
Oh!
He does not care. I'm not having any of this mix-up.
What is happening?
What the Sam brother does sometimes is he'll go into that rage drive, not use the plus frames, and mix up with a crouch dash. And I think that's what Adam had a read on. Gets that count. Oh, that was the counter.
Very nice.
I don't know about
He's gonna go for some setup.
he wants the back
Oh,
to
went for the low. I was hoping he could get up. Very nice. Okay, 2 rounds to 1. Again, Sam brother still on his last life for this set right now.
Starts off with the belly. Very interesting choice.
L swing. Oh, he's bringing. Let's go. Adam O, just a little bit more, and he's got this set.
He's
But-
bringing out the strings. Party time.
Oh! Ain't nobody partying harder than
counter
Bob, but
launcher.
gets a launch for his
That's
effort.
very similar to Nina's down 3-2. It is also minus 13 on block.
Oh!
And this should be it. If he
That's
doesn't
it.
drop
If
it,
he
oh,
don't drop it. Rage
Oh,
art.
the rage
Keeping it
drive.
safe. Keeping it safe.
I haven't actually seen this
Damn.
rage drive. Rage art.
Oh, here we go. 1-inch punch.
Is this it?
Ooh.
Straight to the gut.
That
And the
reminds me
music
of
to match.
I mentioned this the other day. That reminds me of Dragon Ball. So in the Dragon Ball Resurrection of F movie, Goku did the 1-inch punch on Frieza, and the way they did that was just similar to the movie because Frieza had a bunch of
Particles?
hit sparks and stuff from
Yeah.
his back, and they did the same here. He's got the black stuff coming out. So that was super sick. I hope you guys enjoyed that match. But next we have a Group G match, so we'll be back with that soon. Stay tuned. World Championship from IeSf. So we've got Slovakia versus Serbia coming up next. I believe it's Dave93 against
Cold Heart.
Cold Heart. We
We've got-
saw them both on stream yesterday?
Yes.
Excellent. So that one should be interesting. Do you recall what characters they used?
Cold Heart was the Nina player.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Yep.
I remember him. I remember he played. The way he played was very weird. So he didn't really use down forward one, and I remember thinking he should use more down forward
That's right,
one.
you did mention
and
that.
in the end, he started doing so.
Mm.
But at the start, the way he was playing it was more so around pressure with sidestep one cancels and whatnot. And if I remember correctly, he didn't really change characters. He only played Nina, so I
That's
think
right.
he's gonna stick with Nina.
I respect that.
We saw Dave93 play, but I don't remember who he played.
No, I did not either. But I guess we'll find out. They should be starting soon. Nina's a very interesting character in this game. I feel like she's extremely strong, but the input to output ratio is way off. You need a lot of effort to really make her work, I feel. Her execution's super high as well. Like a lot of her staple things to make her decent require high execution for that.
I think it depends on the level of play, to be honest. But at this level, obviously,
No, that's
yeah.
right. Whenever I refer to that, I'm always talking like, at least
Top level.
at a competitive
Yes,
level.
yes,
you know.
yes. Of
But
course.
at the lower level, yeah, just have some fun, try stuff. For her instant while standing ones, I believe it was, that's hard to consistently get.
To get the absolute optimal combos, you do need the high execution
Yeah.
combos with Nina. But she does have decent combos. See, and I knew he was a Paul player. I've played him before. This is his secondary.
Where are these Lars coming from? What is
See,
happening?
he plays Nina and Paul. I've played his Paul before, I remember.
All right, this will be an interesting
I
matchup.
knew I wasn't imagining things.
Alright,
So he's
let's
going,
see.
yeah, so Dave93, a Lars player. Cold Heart, as we mentioned, does have that Nina pick, but this time decided to go with that Paul. Whether it's for matchup purposes or not, we don't know. Though what I can say is Lars does have a consistent punish for Death Fist, and that's always something to keep in mind. He's got that back 3-4, excellent range, I-16 mid.
Here we go. Good patience for both. This was the forward 4-2-1 delay.
Something I remember about Cold Heart's Paul is he likes to do shoulder when he's on plus frames, like after quarter circle back 4, and he does it to get a wall splat. He can catch you off guard. Similar with after 3-2.
But if your opponent is ready, that'll cost you
Yes,
at
of
least
course.
half your bar.
But he's not.
Ooh, back
north
3,
of height.
very nice.
He's not too he's not too dissuaded in taking that risk.
Yeah, and I respect that. Sometimes you need that. And Paul's back three, you saw Cold Hard use that very nicely. The back three knee. That's one of Paul's most underrated moves in my opinion. It's a 14 frame launch punish. The range isn't too good and it's a high, but especially if you block something that's minus 14, instant back three.
Though yeah, the range is the main issue, and that's why most people don't really bring it up that many times in conversation about I-14 punishes and whatnot. We saw in that round that the new move, the quarter circle back 3-2-3, Dave 93 got counter hit by that, but Cold Hard was not ready for the combo. He still is up 2 rounds, making use of that quarter circle forward 3, one of the stronger lows in Paul's arsenal. No block on that down back 4.
Going with some mix-ups here, stance mix-ups, trying to see what he does. Oh, okay.
I think Dave 93 was the guy that made good use of while standing 2 into dynamic entry mix-ups.
I believe so. Yeah, he was going ham on that if I remember correctly.
There's those plus frames from the Hammer of the Gods.
Oh, yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy. Oh, sidesteps the rage drive. Fizz.
He could have gotten the back 1-2 on that.
Oh, he went for it. I respect it.
How often do you get to see that situation come up? Down forward 3-3 to create a whiff punish. Very well done there by Dave 93. Puts himself on the board.
Went for the hell sweep. He could have got a launch, I believe.
Oh, okay, so this time he fuzzied a bit. He remembered the mid option off that string. Didn't get counter hit by this time. Uses that while standing 3. What's coming off?
He didn't want to risk it that time. He's like, maybe this is a setup.
I think you can always forward 2-1, but you have to be ready.
Yeah,
nice whiff punish.
One of the last strats, I believe, against Paul is if they do Death Fist, if you're ready, you do the backward 2-1.
It depends on the range.
Yeah, and especially you have to be neutral block, is that right?
Not every time, because Death Fist can have like not great pushback if it's blocked at certain angles and a certain range. The furthest pushback a Death Fist can get is if your opponent is almost at the wall and you sidestep left slightly off axis, and then that's the furthest pushback that Death Fist can create. But in other situations, it's nowhere near as great. So if you're up close, sometimes even like a Paul, down forward 1 might hit, though very, very rare.
Catch him at the air. Hammer of the Gods. Chipping away. Those down back 4s are just going unchecked. Not many of them are being blocked. Doing a lot of work today.
Can't hit that back 1 to that.
Oh, that's dangerous. At that point, I think if you're within punishing range, you might as well let it finish it.
Oh, just went for the back 3-4. Very risky. Just throw it out like that. But no whiff punish by Cold Hard.
Oh, the kip up.
See that move, Dave 93 really favors that move. Silent entry 2.
Yeah, we started the round off with down back 2 again.
I mean, it's working.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting that counter hit. You might as well just keep throwing out until they do something about it. Nice punish there. Dave 93 is preemptively throwing out whiff punish. I think he expects a very quick recovery with moves like a jab or something, and he's just trying to get there ahead of time, but it's not working out for him here with those whiff punishes.
Can he? Oh, no salvage.
Does not convert into the combo. He had it there, and the wall position right now for Dave 93. Gets another counter down back 4. Can he do it this time? Gets the combo. Ends with a down forward 1 for the Oki. He's got 1 round apiece in this deck. Goes for the low once again. Paul
big life lead. Oh, as I say that.
One hit. That's all he needs. The match just started for Paul.
Goes for the somersault, keep a roll.
That was so risky, but because of its risk, it's so unlikely for you to use it to close that round. Very well done there by Dave 93.
Nice! Gets the combo. Very good. Knows his character well.
Goes for the down 1 slide into the Oki.
The hell's good for him.
That pushback. That move is +4 on block, but it has so much pushback that Lars can't really make use of it at that distance. You most likely want to use it at the wall. Better for pressure and better for creating situations that are favorable in your favor for you. Alright. And just like that,
final round.
Yeah, Cold Hard on set point.
Let's see what Dave 93 can whip out to bring him back.
I mean, all it takes is 1 round to tie this up at one game. That's all that Dave 93 needs. But that's not helping him getting counter hit by that Death Fist.
Was that counter hit?
Probably.
Okay.
Gets that while standing 2 with punish. That combo doesn't work if you screw with back 1-2.
Same situation as last time, except he let it rip this time.
It's going to be a lot of damage because it does have rage.
Oh,
and gets the mid!
Oh, he's not dead. He's backwards. Oh, and he pressed the button. That could have been it.
I think he went for Rage Art because he was expecting him to transition into Silent Entry for the mix-up.
Yeah.
That was a really good commitment there by Dave93 because I don't think he's used that whole string yet.
Yeah.
And that string is -12 on block. So even if it had been blocked, I don't think Cold Heart would have been able to kill him before that.
While standing 3.
What? No, while standing 3 is 13.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, my Lars knowledge has fallen off.
Alright, so going into the last game, throwing out Power Crushes.
Oh, triple roll. Let's go.
Get him to the wall. He's still not going for the 3-2 backsway combo. I think that would be optimal in this situation for Oki and
Oh,
damage.
okay. Mixing it up. Flip around. Nice. A block. Oh, I thought that was going to wall splat.
That's the second time he's gotten an optimal punish on that.
Yeah,
-13 on block to get that while standing.
Alright, nice grab. Man throws coming out.
Round 2.
We haven't seen that many grabs in this tournament so far, actually.
Not really. I remember the one where it happened the most was Prison versus one of his opponents and he started doing 2 throws. He recognized they weren't breaking. Goes for the Demo Man more and it's not working out for him. Doing big damage with that shoulder and the swap side. Puts himself to the right of the wall. Gets that while standing 2 combo.
Nice combo. Oh, went for it again.
Just shy of the wall splat there because of the angle.
Guilty, nice break. Back to the wall. Not a good situation to be in. Very risky throw there.
That was a punish. I-12 low.
Okay.
Round
Yeah, I wouldn't have risked that that grab there. 'Cause if they break it, as you saw, back to the wall. Hop kick.
Galaxy Brain hop kick. Started the round, just hits him. Caught him doing a crouch jab. No
No
break
break
on the one throw.
one,
The
yeah.
catapult throws him near the wall. Can Dave93 bring it back? He's in a bad position right now. Cold Heart.
Oh, went for the grab, ducked it. Oh, there's a shoulder and
That
a
should
down
be it.
back 2.
7 golden letters to
Ooh.
close it out. Cold Heart taking it over Dave93. Very well
Excellent.
done there by Serbia.
Excellent job there.
So I think Dave93 had something going for him at the start, but you know, Cold Heart just started playing more aggressively, didn't let him punish anything, didn't let him try with punish anything, just started getting up in his face, doing mix-ups, doing things that he didn't think he knew how to deal with, and I think it worked out for him. The thing is, Dave93, when he was doing his best, he was doing his mix-ups, and when he stopped doing them, I think that's when Cold Heart was able to take advantage of that.
You gotta play to your strengths sometimes, and even if they're kind of weird and risky, it's like if that's what you do naturally, you gotta do that.
And with that being said, we're about to go to a break. We have another match coming up for you guys soon, so stick around for more
You guys
Tekken7
soon.
action. IeSf 2019. I'm joined again by Brown Man on the
Yup.
mic. We got another match coming up for you guys. We're going to have Israel versus South Africa. It's going to be Mr. Expendable versus Mr. Charlize, who we saw play on stream yesterday a couple of times actually.
Mr. Expendable, I believe was supposed to play a few times on stream, but we haven't actually seen him up yet, have we?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, this will be interesting. From memory, they had a Dragonov player last year, is that right?
Yeah, Solid Snake, I think his name is.
Was
Yes,
it? Yeah.
I think he was the rep last year and the year before that because I remember meeting
He was
him in
pretty.
2017.
He was pretty decent from memory.
Yes.
Like, yeah. So let's see who they've got this time.
So Mr. Charlize yesterday played Katarina and Eddie on stream, if I remember correctly. As you mentioned, we have not seen Mr. Expendable play. I'm unfamiliar with who he plays. I'm curious to see who he does pick. We're here in Group D, one of the groups with Italy, Korea, Iran, Israel, and South Africa. One of the few groups with 5 countries in that pool.
Let's see how this one goes. So Miss Charlize was using Eddie and Katarina
Yes.
yesterday. So maybe she might mix it up with another character today, see how we go. Maybe a counter pick, but we'll have to wait and see who Israel is using. Kazuya versus Eddie. Okay, Mishima. Is that the first one?
I want to say yes.
Yeah, alright, let's go. Let's go.
So one thing to note is Kazuya does have a very consistent punish for Eddie's relax with back 2, though it doesn't
Round
always float.
one.
It will float if you do while standing 1-3. For those who don't know,
Oh, we're starting off with a hell sweep. And also, I believe if back 2-3, he can punish with stomp as well.
yes,
Yep.
or 4-4-4, which is better because if
He
you
has so many
you
options.
get counted.
Alright.
Mr. Expendable playing very aggressively,
okay.
just as you should
KO.
Jeez.
with this character.
Good execution. You
Round
playing on
two.
pad?
Fight.
That is, his movement feels like it's pad.
Yeah, see that's a situation you have to delay the while standing 2 to punish slippery kick. Otherwise you have to cancel and do an electric.
Fights him down. Slippery kick. Second hit misses. Very unlucky there.
I feel like he wants that counter hit down forward too.
Well,
We all know why.
Hey man, if he can get a counter hit down forward to electric on stream, I'll buy him a coffee. Let's go. I know he can't hear me, but just telepathically, you gotta be careful.
It's muscle memory for him. The moment he sees a stagger, he's gonna do that while standing too. So you do need to delay it, or you do need to find the right punish. And in this case, he's not doing it.
Go. Handstand and just jabs her out of it. Very nice. Two rounds.
We were talking about Mishima's earlier being stronger on P1. As you can see, Mr. Expendable on that P1 side should be making use of that forward 4. But at this point, because Mr. Charlie is using fast attacks, there's no reason to slow it down. Maybe continue mixing her up, and that's what's happening right now. See, he really wants that down forward too.
Oh, let's it rip. Second hit of that is high, so you can duck and launch that if you're ready for it.
He does have the mix-up now. Put that back to 1. So it's not really a mix-up you really throw out every now and again. 3 rounds straight for me. Yep, I wouldn't doubt that. And Mr. Charlie's bringing out that Miguel, one of the characters we've been seeing a lot here at IeSf
3 characters so far.
Yeah.
Round 1.
Right,
I mean, it takes a lot of skill to play 3 characters at a high level.
Definitely. Ooh, gets hit by the last one. Clipped by the low and then hit by the mid. Ooh, goes on.
The cooldown step. He's been practicing. That combo doesn't actually work if you get that kind of wall splat. They need to be higher. You need the 1 to whip, and that's in situations where it's wall carry and wall splat.
Oh, sweet. Ooh, no mix-up, but hasn't blocked the health sweep yet, so really a mix-up is not really necessary.
You gotta watch those angles. If you're not blocking those health sweeps, you just do it all day. There's that forward 4. Excellent.
Ooh, 7 golden letters. Alright, Israel, Mr. Expandable on set point right now. Oh, starts with electric. Oh, he's gone. Okay, he tried.
He went for the fancy combo.
Try to pick it up with the jab, right?
Yeah. You have to get like the perfect distance. The best way to do it is to do 2 fast wave dashes into the 3rd electric.
I'm like 80% sure this guy's a pad player. I didn't see, but just from the movement. Let's see when he stands up.
Finally, when she darts mid to the mid, very well done there by Mr. Expandable. Takes it over Mr. Charlize from South Africa. Israel is your victor for this
Excellent
match.
job. Excellent
Very
job.
well done by him. Well, in that matchup, we just saw that, he played as aggressively as possible, got the hell sweeps, got the counter hits when he needed to, got the electric whenever he wanted to, it seemed. And, obviously electric going to lead to that 70 plus damage every time, especially if you carry to the wall. Very well done there by Mr. Expandable.
Very good.
We will have a match coming up for you guys. We're going to have Indonesia back on stream. One of the fan favorites, Meat, versus, I believe it will be Argentina, which will be making their first appearance on stream.
Grey Fox CBA.
Yep, this will be a very interesting match, and that'll be straight after this short break. So stick around, and we'll be back with that.
The 11th eSports World Championships, and we've got a spicy match for you coming up. We've got Indonesia versus Argentina. I say spicy because they both like spicy cuisine. It's good stuff. So Indonesia, we've got Meat, and for Argentina, we have
It's Grey Fox, if I'm not
Grey
mistaken.
Fox C something. Grey Fox something. We haven't seen them on stream yet, so we'll see what character they choose, what style they play.
We have seen Meat on stream.
No.
Argentina. I see. Yes.
Meat is an extremely popular player. Lives in Malaysia. Used to live in Australia. He's from Indonesia. He's Mr. Worldwide here, and he plays like 1 million characters. And he's known for using a pad and a stick, depending on what character he uses. But we know nothing about the Argentinian representative. So, let's see what they got. Yeah, every time I think of Argentina, I just think roast beef. That's good stuff.
They do have some good beef down there.
They got just good
It's one of
meats.
the top 3 exporters for beef in the world, if I'm not mistaken.
Yo, real stuff though. Like shout outs to the Fernandez family. Like they're like my family. They make me mad meats. Like every second dinner, it's like roast beef, roast something, roast this. Mad hungry, and you know I love my food. So
Going back to talking about meat, he's actually shown that he plays both Feng and Jack. He played them both on stream, but he does play other characters. As you said, he does switch between the pad and stick. I don't know if he's brought both of them here. But the thing is, he generally likes to play Jack on pad.
yeah.
You know, pad is obviously a lot easier to travel with. And when you're traveling overseas, you know, sticks generally like 3 kilos. I don't know.
Yeah, depending. I got
roughly.
my stick's like made out of full metal. With Itoki, it's like 30,000 kilos.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy and sometimes pretty annoying to carry around. Traveling around with the pad, it's lightweight. You know, you just whip it out and you just play some
Okay,
Tekken.
if you want. If you want to whip it out and play Tekken, that's fine. So we've got Jack versus Eddie.
So the Argentinian player is an Eddie player. Yeah.
All right, let's see how this goes.
Eddie seems to be a popular character in South America.
Yeah.
We have seen a few players,
Abel.
mainly Abel de Maestro, known for his very aggressive
Round
playstyle with
one.
Eddie. Lots of mix-ups. But here we go in the first match, Indonesia versus Argentina in a
Ooh,
meet. Great Fox
okay,
CBA.
big launch there. No, he wasn't scared at all. Meat came in and tested with some challenges, and he's just like, eat this, boom, launch. Alright, evening up the health and a bit more. Wasn't
get
ready
the
for that.
dash.
Oh,
Break.
no 2 break. He's gonna hurt.
Volcano Buster.
At the wall. Everyone's getting weird angles right now.
These rounded stages kind of do that to you, especially if it's a back-turn combo.
So both of these characters can be, defeated by sidestepping a lot of situations.
Oh my
God.
days, the rage
Woo!
part.
He was ready. He was ready. Well, yeah, both of these characters are a little weak to sidestepping, but the thing is, both of these characters can't really sidestep, so it's an interesting one. But I think the matchup goes in Jack7's favor, in my opinion.
One of the things Eddie can do is if you get hit by down back 1 at certain ranges, you can backdash and avoid a second full crouch down back 1. But that doesn't always happen. You have to be at a right range. Sabina is one of the characters that can always do that.
Oh, gets hit for the last one. Look at this combo. Oof. Oh, he went to plant the seeds too. They got interrupted.
Grey Fox in rage, goes for that
Slidey.
slide. I like that he went for the low instead of the rage drive.
Look at him go.
Both
Dancing.
phases rage and then
Ooh.
double low to close it out. He didn't want to give him a chance to mix him up on that rage drive when it was blocked. 2 rounds straight for me.
Oh, straight for the slippery kick.
Blocks it and gets the launch. Should get into the wall here. Decides to go for the back 3-2. Gets the wall combo. I'm not sure what he wanted there. Maybe some open. Regardless, he still does that wall push.
Oh,
Gets
wall
the wall
bounce.
bounce.
The
Get
love
him
needs
through the wall.
special.
This should be it.
Oh, no. Could have kept going. He was pretty high up. I think another back 3-2 would have hit just fine.
I think,
But,
yes, he had many options there. Regardless, he does take it 3 rounds straight.
yep. All right, Indonesia coming in strong. All right, let's see what Argentina.
Many players consider Jack one of the harder matchups for Eddie. In fact, I was talking to Saint a long time ago, and he said a very well-trained Jack in that matchup should never lose. Because there's so many options that Jack has to deal with Eddie and his stances, and it makes it really hard, especially since Eddie can't sidestep as efficiently as other characters. He obviously can't deal with down back 1, down forward 1, down forward 2 as well, and whatnot. But we do see a character switching. He's
Nina.
going to that Nina, and we do have an infinite state. This is generally not great for Nina. She wants the walls because she has great Oki on her combos, especially the end with the 1+4. But that also goes for Jack. He has great wall game, and sometimes you just get pressured to death at the wall because of his down back 1. So I think this match, what Grey Fox has to do is she just play around the tools that he has and avoid getting launched like he did last time a lot by Heat.
Yeah, he hasn't got launched yet. Oh,
Well, there we go.
Shoryuken. Oh no, that's more of like a Doria for robots.
Yeah. It's like when Roger and Alex were in the game, they had Animal Uppercut.
Yeah, they did.
That's like the robot uppercut. Goes for the power crush. Jack has a very unique power crush. It's one of the only ones that can be done from crouch. Obviously, there's others like Anu and other characters.
Oh, waits for him to get up. Oh, goes with the sweep. Couldn't get the ball. Oh, the mix-up is starting. Could he bring it back with all this momentum he's got? He ducks and punishes.
5 rounds straight for Meat on
Round
match point right now. Can Grey Fox bring it back? Nice punish on the 2-1-2. Waited for that last hit and
nice
the high
crush.
crush. Gets the combo. What's the ender here? Goes for
Nice
the running
combo.
3-4.
Oh,
Finishes the
goes for it
string.
again. The other Nina player did a similar thing, right?
The back roll catch was down here last time. That was cold time, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's right.
And Grey Fox looks like he's about to get on the board.
Oh, let's
Few
go,
hits
let's
away
go.
from taking his first round.
Oh, no damage there. Nice trade. Okay, you guys. Maybe he's found his footing. Maybe he's gonna
Round 4.
see what he can do, bring it back.
Fight.
Oh, that debug.
Just straight in neutral, absolutely no respect. Throwing out that debugger.
At this
Testing
point-
his reflexes, in fact.
Yeah, at this point, me, because he's very comfortable where he is, so he can afford to just throw out debugs and start around.
He's just trying to close it out as fast as possible. Going in with those lows, one hit away from taking it, and the jab to
Low.
float him out of the air and takes it. In a me, 2-0 over Grey Fox. Indonesia over Argentina. Very well done there by Meat. I think the main thing that hurt Argentina there, that hurt Grey Fox, was the fact that he didn't get a wall stage. I think he could have done a lot better if there was a wall
Yeah.
stage. Meat just had the superior movement. He got the life lead with the small pokes, backdash, create situations where he'd get a whiff punish, and it just worked out for him.
Honestly, a lot of time, if you're playing someone who you feel may have better fundamentals than you, especially in movement, you probably want a wall stage,
Yes.
just so you don't give them that opportunity.
You just have more options as well.
Yeah.
Because sometimes some options become almost obsolete if your opponent's just moving so far away from you that you just have to take an enormous risk just to throw them out.
Yeah.
And with that being said, guys, we'll be taking a quick break. We'll be back, and we're going to have more matches after this. I believe when we return, we're going to be going top 16. Stick around for more Tekken7 action.
See you soon.